Yeah.
It's always a risk, that. That is a risk.
I seen Booligan do it in Misano, so I thought, well, yeah, maybe I'm not Booligan's level, but, you know, this could be the one and only time I could do it.
The Outside Line Podcast, powered by LS2 Helmets.
Well, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Episode 22 of The Outside Line with myself, Jack Burnicle, and my colleague, James Whitham, and the presently absent Sprout, who I'm sure is somewhere in the building. Our thanks to our title sponsor, LS2 Helmets. And, well, so much has been happening since we last saw you.
In the world.
In the world.
Yeah.
A new Prime Minister, a failed football team. However...
Whoa.
Well, they did. They never made it to the World Cup final.
How far did you get in your World Cup attempt?
I never made any World Cup attempts. Is that?
Well, no, but I once
made?
finished third in the World Championship, and I thought that was flipping back the high point of my career. But you now just saying that sort of thing's a fucking failure. Anyway, carry on.
The World Cup football team that didn't bring back the world crown.
No, they did. Good World Cup.
However, there was a double race winner in World Supersport at Donington Park at our home round. And guess what? We have him here, Tom Booth-Amos, ladies and gentlemen. Hey! Well done, mate. Nice to see you.
Thank you. Cheers.
You get the big chair now.
Oh,
Yeah, you get the big chair, mate.
I mean, I'm the boss now.
That's it. Well done, Tom.
Thank you.
So, how have you been feeling since then, mate? You must be well pleased.
Well, yeah, I was, and then a man flu hit me last week, and I'm still not feeling too great now. But no, it's it's been crazy. The phone hasn't stopped. People ringing me saying well done, and
yeah, but it must be odd for you because it's been coming. You've known you can do this.
Yeah,
you should have done.
Well, yeah, like I said to you on Saturday when I saw you, like I should have done it a long time ago.
Yeah,
not just at home. Obviously, I won last year in Australia, but haven't really done much since. I've been on the podium quite a lot, but yeah, I don't know, you know what it's like when sometimes you just go to a track, it clicks. I don't know why, nothing changed, the bike's still the same. I just felt good and got the job done, I guess.
Convincing at Donington, like not even close really.
Yeah, even after Cadon, is Cadon Chew a bit of a bloke to race against? Does he often produce stunts like that?
That's a yes.
Every week you can see him doing something. He's wild, let's say.
Yeah.
If he's behind you, then you just get ready, prepare, because something's bound to happen.
Yeah.
He's not the safest.
I thought your recovery from that was impressive. Because,
well, he bent my wheel as well.
Bent your wheel?
Yeah, it doesn't look on TV like he hit me very hard, but it did get me pretty good. And then you'll see me 1 lap or 3 laps after I was looking behind me. I was looking at the wheel because I thought the tyre was going flat. Because I had a crazy vibration.
What were it vibrating?
Yeah, like mad. And then I said to the mechanics after, like, something's not right. And they checked the wheel and one of the wheels was bent. But I don't know, strange though, because he hit me hard, but it didn't look crazy.
Yeah, I remember we were saying that about, if you look at the chatter on the front end of Ryan Vickers' bike at Snetterton.
Yeah, I saw it.
I've had horrendous chatter that you can't see on telly.
No, that was...
so you getting hit by somebody that felt a clump to you.
Yeah.
You can see how it wouldn't have looked all that on TV.
That was the 400th ever World Supersport race and your own personal 100th race on the Saturday, that first win. That must have... Were you aware of that?
No, I wasn't at the time. I saw it. Somebody tagged me on Instagram. So I get tagged in these things every week and it's like motorcycle stats. It's in Spanish or Italian, but anyway, you translate it and you got mentioned because you were the first British winner and then obviously it was me at home. But yeah, no, it's pretty cool. I didn't realise I'd done that many races.
No, I didn't realise you'd done that many races.
I had no idea. And the 400th race. I think it was a 400 like World Championship.
Yeah, it's been a European
wasn't
Championship.
Wasn't it something else before?
Yeah. 90 Euro, yeah.
So to get a win on like both of them, that's pretty cool.
Yes.
It just makes it a little bit more. Go on, mate.
Go on, Liz, bro. Sum the weekend up in terms of what you were feeling. When you went into it, did you think it might happen or were you determined to make it happen or was it just How did it unfold?
I knew I'd be somewhere near.
Yeah.
Because last year, obviously, second twice. I feel like I'm riding the best I am or ever have been at the minute. So I knew I'd be somewhere near. Did I think I'd get a double win? Probably not. Because it's normally a big fight. And to be able to pull away in World Supersport at the moment, like you're doing a pretty good job, I think. And I just felt like I needed to prove my point before the start of the weekend. I don't know why. I just felt like I needed to do something. And it's that time of year where I need to get a job.
Yeah.
So it was even more of a reason. So
you're not guaranteed to stay with Triumph for next year, or are you looking for something else? Or
I'm not looking, no, but
okay.
Honestly, don't know at the moment.
At what point in race one did you think, I can do this, I've got this? Right from the start, or?
Yeah, no, I did. From FP1. So, like, normally if my weekend's going to be good, I'll be strong in FP1.
Yeah.
That's how I know it's going to be good. I don't know why, but that's just the way I am.
Yeah.
And then if I qualify shit, I'm normally pretty good. If I qualify well, I'm normally a struggle.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
Starting further back just makes me get going a bit more.
I would say, I didn't like
I just don't like qualifying. I don't know why.
You were always well back.
Yeah.
I can't qualify. Can't pull one lap out of the bag.
Yeah.
So I was actually quite happy when I got the penalty in qualifying and had to start 9th, not 3rd, because it gets me going a bit more. I don't know. Maybe I just wake up. I'm normally off.
9th?
Yeah.
I started 9th on the...
Oh, did you?
In 99.
98?
In
99.
Yeah, 9th, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, I qualified 3rd and then got a 6th place penalty to start 9th.
Yeah, right.
But I'm half asleep most times, so it just kind of
What
gets
did
me
you
going.
do to get the 6th place penalty?
There's rules for slowing down in qualifying.
Ah.
I went wide at turn 1, seeing there was like 6 lads coming. So I pulled over to let them past, and I got a penalty for that.
Oh.
It makes absolutely no sense, but
Okay.
I went and questioned it, and they just said, well, that's the rules.
Okay.
But anyway, I was quite happy about it because it got me going, kicked my ass into gear.
Yes.
Yeah. So now I kind of knew I'd be there. And I just felt good. And I said to the team before, on the grid, I said, I'll just follow them for 10 laps and then I'll get going. And when I saw the pace was like 29.5, 29.6, I thought I've probably got another half a second on them. And then I did a 28.9 a couple of times. I was like, fuck, that's fast. Like, I should be all right here. And that's in the pit board growing every lap.
Good feeling, eh?
Yeah. I was like, this is unbelievable. And then race 1, I was like, 4-second gap. I thought, this is my one and only time maybe in my career that I'm going to be able to wave at a crowd on the last lap at home. So I was like...
And did you do?
Yeah.
It's always a risk, that. That is a risk.
I seen Booligan do it in Misano, so I thought, well, yeah, maybe I'm not Booligan's level, but, you know, this could be the one and only time I could do it. I felt
where did you do it?
Yeah.
Where did you do it?
On the exit of Melbourne Loop.
Oh, good. You left it late. You left it good and late.
Yeah, I didn't want to do it early. It looked like a right tear, for Christ. At least I only had one corner to go around.
So were you thinking that the second day you were thinking, oh, right, after yesterday, then I think I stand a good chance?
Yeah, I knew I would be there.
Yeah.
I knew it wouldn't be as easy as it was on Saturday. I'm not saying it was easy, but like I knew it wouldn't be...
Straightforward.
Straightforward. Because they'll always catch up overnight. We actually didn't really change the bike. I just said, leave it, it works.
Yeah.
But there's not much point in doing anything.
Yeah.
I won yesterday. Why do we need to do anything?
Well, you dare touch it.
We didn't really change it all weekend from free practice. Just went a little bit stiffer and didn't touch it.
You had the whole friends and family, didn't you? You had a lot of support there on
Yeah, I
site.
think 57 passes.
57 passes.
Yeah, that's how many guest passes we gave out. So there's a lot of people there. Sponsors, friends, family. Everyone was there, really. So I had to do something.
Yeah. No
Otherwise,
pressure then.
everyone's drove a couple of hours for nothing, haven't they? Yeah, so no, it's cool. Everyone's there. And like a few of them come to every race. But like my mum and dad, they don't really come. They'll come to a home race, but not many others. So...
does your brother, you've got a brother who, does he follow you around a lot?
He comes to as many as he can. He unfortunately lives a normal life, has a normal job, so he can't come to all of them.
Yes.
But he tries his best, yeah. And it's nice to have him there because he understands me pretty good.
Yes.
We're actually...
How many years apart?
10.
10?
Yeah.
Is he older or younger?
Older. He's 40.
Wow.
He won't like me saying that, but yeah, he's 40.
Okay.
But we're actually quite different, but we look completely different, but we're very similar.
Yes.
He's more of the like joker of the two. I'm pretty quiet and just get on with.
Yeah.
Which is why people say I'm miserable all the time, but I'm not. I'm just quite quiet.
What do you do?
I've always thought you were fairly miserable. I must admit. I mean, it's
I'm not.
a pleasure to find out that you're not.
No, I'm not at all. I'm pretty quiet. I don't really say a lot.
Yeah.
I just get on with my job. And
do you like having him around?
Yeah. No, it's cool.
Yeah.
I see him every day, pretty much.
Yes.
I rode with him last week. He rides bikes as well. He likes to say he was the better one of the two, but
Missed his shot.
exactly. He's an electrical engineer.
You know what he does?
I think that's what it's called, yeah.
Technical bloke.
Yeah, he's actually very switched on. He got the brains, I think. I didn't get many of them.
So did the Sunday at Donington, did you think, right, I'll prove what I can do on the Saturday. I can do this again.
Yeah. Basically, they said, well, if you can do it yesterday, then you can do it today.
Yeah.
So, but I think everyone kind of knew I could do it. And it just, I don't know, like I said, it just clicked. It wasn't as easy, yeah. And I had that moment with Onku and still had to get through. And the other lads had more pace on Sunday.
Yes.
They definitely found something overnight.
I was really impressed at that. I thought the Can On-Chew incident at Melbourne would have kind of, not exactly shaken you up a bit, but like it put you on the back foot. And the way you came back from that, I thought was extraordinary.
Kind of used to it. He's always doing something stupid every weekend. Or there's somebody hitting someone. It's normally me hitting people. It was last year, but I've sorted that out this year. No, Supersport is very close now.
Yeah.
Every weekend,
that was very close.
It's a fight.
Yeah.
It's not as strung out as it was, say, a couple of years ago. Like you look at the list of lads and there's probably 15 that could win a race.
Yeah.
There's the top 5, 6 that are there every weekend, but somebody might pull something out one weekend. You just don't know.
Yeah.
It's a strong championship now.
Yeah.
Very strong. I had a strong weekend.
What did you eat on the way home? What did you call for?
I literally left the track probably 6, went straight to my local.
Had a pint?
Had a curry and got pissed. That's genuinely what I did.
That's the way.
Your local back home in Newport, Shropshire.
Yeah. Well, somebody came to me at the track and said, you're going down the I think, what's it called? Not the Navi. I don't even know the name of it.
What, the pub?
Yeah. Anyway, it's like 500
Could have been a big plug. Plug for him, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Might have been a free beer for next time we go.
No. It's just literally 500 metres from my house, next to the canal. So I go down there, and then a load of people came. It's probably 20, 25 of us.
So they should.
And you know how it is. One person said, do you want a beer? Then they want someone else.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
And I woke up on Monday feeling very sorry for myself, I can tell you that.
You couldn't have done this during your gymnasium career.
No. But we had a good night.
Upon, Jack.
I had a curry and got pissed, so yeah, I was happy.
Excellent. Good lad. What about the consistency side? Could your double win at Donington possibly translate to more consistent results during the second half of the season? How do you view it now?
Yeah. But the last 3 rounds, so where have we been? Donington, Mazzano and Aragon. So I've been on the podium at all the last 3 rounds.
Yes.
Should have been on the podium in Moss, but I crashed on the last lap. So pretty much from the 3rd round, I've been coming back to where I was last year.
Yes.
So yeah, I would like to say.
It's going to be...
Yeah. These are my good tracks now. Magnicor, I like it there.
Yeah.
Cremona, double podium last year and a podium the year before.
Yeah, Cremona's a weird one because that's totally unlike what you were just saying you like. It's like...
Well, I hated it. I did a test there in 24 and finished last. I was 3 seconds off.
It's an odd little circuit.
Yeah, I hated it. Then went to the race, qualified front row and got a podium. I don't know.
Inexplicable.
Yeah, honestly.
It's on the smaller end of what you would consider World Championship kind of thing. We tested there. It's up near where the team were based when I was with Belgara. We tested there a bit. Yeah.
Oh, it's been there a while then.
Yeah, it's been there a long time. I think they've got some real garages been looking at it and they've painted the curbs.
It's quite a quirky little track. I like it.
Yeah. It's a little track.
Yeah. Back straight's long. They've extended it probably since you were there because they bought the field next to it.
For a while.
Yeah. No, it's good. So yeah, I would like to say so. it's never easy to win, obviously.
No.
But I would like to say I'll be on the podium for the next 4 rounds. I just need to try and get back to top 3 in the championship. That's that's the goal.
Yeah, you're mentioning tracks that you kind of really take to and like. Going back to that time in Grand Prix on the the Moto3 Grand Prix year, your best result was at 8th place at Phillip Island.
Yeah.
You seem to have really loved Phillip Island from the very first time you arrived there.
They're like big balls tracks, aren't they?
Yeah.
You can make the difference. And that year, Moto3, everyone knows I didn't have the best bike or the best team.
Yeah.
And you can make it up a little bit.
Places.
If you're willing to, then you can make it up.
Yeah.
Donington is another one, sector 1. If you can...
Yes.
If you go for it, you can make a little bit of difference.
If it works.
Yeah. But if it doesn't work, you're having a bad day.
Yeah, it's a risk.
Yeah, but you can make it up. I just like the fast flowing, like Assen's another one I'm strong at.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just like the fast flowing tracks.
Yeah.
And the bike seems to work a little bit better on the fast flowing stuff. The Triumph, it likes like momentum to go.
Right.
Obviously, we're on a 765. It's not, we're against 959s. What's Yamaha now? 900 MB.
Yeah, 900 triple or 959 twin.
Yeah. So obviously we've got one of the lowest capacities now. So we're struggling a little bit with torque. So when it's a little bit more fast and flowing, it makes life easier.
Was there a distinct difference when you stepped onto the Triumph from the Puccetti Kawasaki?
Yeah, it's a completely different bike.
Yeah.
And I've been on the Kawasaki for 2 years, I think, or 3 years, and then jumped onto the Triumph and struggled the first year.
Yeah.
Changed the crew chief halfway through the year because it just wasn't really working too great. And then, it just took me a while to get used to it. I did get 1 podium that year in 24, but everyone that seems to, like Ollie's come last year and it's took him a while to get going. The bike, is very good once you understand it and understand how to get the best out of it.
Yeah.
It works real good.
Initially, people were saying that it was a head angle issue because the bike were never really designed chassis-wise to be at that level on the racetrack when it was designed. What is the thing you've got to get used to? You're saying to me it's better, faster stuff, keep your momentum. That to me says it's probably not as easy to change direction or...
As you said, it's made for being a road bike.
Yeah.
They never really decided. They never thought they were going to go racing with it. No, so it is like we like to say it's a proper Supersport bike. It's built for the road, and then we go and race it.
Yeah.
Whereas nobody else does now. They're all pretty much race bikes that are then converted to road bikes.
Yeah.
It's just the riding style. I feel like I ride it more like a superbike. Like you fire it in, square it off, and then fire it back out. Yeah. If you watch my riding style, that's a little bit what it's like. Trail brake as long as possible.
Yeah.
Like you look at my data back and I'm opening the throttle with the brake still on.
Yeah.
Just to try and make the thing turn.
Yeah. I'd have said it other way around. You opening the throttle, but then having to keep your brake on to keep it turning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know more than me. I don't know.
But the Yamaha were a little, the first gen R6 were a little bit same. It was finishing the corners off once you pick the throttle up where you're looking that way and bikes trying to take you that way.
Yeah. Yeah, basically. It's just like, everyone says now I'll be a good superbike rider, but it's only because I ride that bike like a superbike, and you have to. But
well, you're plenty of time. You're only 24, aren't you?
Yeah, 20 now. Only 20.
Nobody knows, by the way.
It's a full decade since we were commentating him winning, clearing off with that Moto3 British Championship on that city lifting. Ryan Saxelby. He must have been fun to work with.
Yeah, time flies.
I know.
Honestly.
Ryan's another one. I know Ryan really quite well. He was, I remember him racing. He was running his team from the Huddersfield side of Sheffield, only about sort of 10 miles that way. And so we used to do a bit of trialsing together. And the first time I met Tom was, other than at a meeting when he was nervous and now we're working and he were working, was when he used to bring his trials back up. And we'd go, but a few times went trialsing around here.
Yeah.
So that's when I first started taking interest. But Ryan knows who was going to be a good rider. He was the one who said, no, he said he'll be all right, him. Yeah, he's got it. And he said that about Kyle Ryde. And so he knows his stuff.
Well, you look back who rode for him over the years.
Yeah.
He knows how to pick a good rider. I'm not blowing smoke on my arse, but he does. Like everyone that he's had over the years has won in England, pretty much.
And he knows how to put a bike together. And
yeah, which helps.
Yeah.
The bloke's very clever.
Yeah.
That was the first proper like team I'd rode for.
Yeah, where you could give proper feedback, get proper improvements.
Yeah, I learned a ridiculous amount that year.
Yeah.
It wasn't just me riding the bike, like they taught me how to ride a bike.
Yeah,
Ryan did. And it paid off.
Yeah.
I am pretty much thanks to Ryan, like I am where I am now.
What was the most fun class you've ever been in? You've been in some odd classes, like odd that.
The World Supersport 300 for a couple of
300
years.
class that
looked mental.
It's a weird class anyway from the word go that. It's called Supersport 300s. I don't think there were ever a 300cc bike in it after 2 months.
That was probably the wildest.
You were daft in that.
Yeah.
But only because you could tell that what you'd done is you thought, because there were you and about 3 others who could ride them things properly.
Yeah.
But you never got anything for it. You were still in a group of 10 and you could easily end up off the back of that group of 10 through no fault of your own. So somewhere through that season, you've just gone, well, I'm just going to have flipping make it happen here.
Yeah.
And you tried it and it worked about half the time. Other times you end up having some spectacular gaps. Remember Lascona Bazzano?
Yeah, I had one there. Big one in Portimao.
Yeah. And I just remember you, and I remember you telling me that, well, that's all, that in this class, that's what you've got to do. You can be best rider on the grid.
You can finish 20th.
And you can finish 20th.
No, you can, honestly.
Blockhead in front of you,
How did you end up in that class of racing? Because at that time, I did think...
You should have been Super Sport.
You should have been in, I don't know, a proper class. That didn't feel like it. Felt like it was full of a few young headless chickens, really.
Well, yeah, it was, including me. No, basically, the year I lost my GP ride, which was 2019, like, obviously my plan was to stay in Grand Prix. Then the budget got cut. I got kicked out. I got the boot. And then I kind of retired after that because I had no money. And then Jeremy McWilliams rang me up and said, like, what are you doing?
McWilliams? Okay.
Yeah, so he's managed me since then. In fact, no, I saw him in Jerez because I was doing a track day at the end of 19. And he said, what are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. I said, not a lot. And he said, I'll ring you next week. So anyway, he rang me the week after and said, like, are you going to race or are you not going to race? What are you doing? I said, well, I got no money for one. And I didn't really have a name for myself apart from finishing 20th in a Grand Prix and 1 top 10. So nobody really...
Yeah.
Obviously they knew who I was, but, I was nothing special. So he said, right, okay, I'll ring you, mate, and I'll get you in 300s. I was like, okay, if you think it's possible, yeah. And he said, don't worry about the contract. Just pay the first installment and we'll figure the rest out. So I was like, okay. Whatever. So I went to the first race. Yeah. So went to the first race and I think I've won one and finished second in the other. Anyway, it came to they were asking for the next installment of money. And I was like, I don't have it. Yeah. We've got nothing. And that's when Kawasaki started to help me. After that, they covered the rest of the bill. And that's how I got there. So it was
so that made it a worthwhile series to be in at that time.
Well, I didn't want to go back to Britain. I just didn't want to race.
That's exactly what Witt said earlier about
I said that it's because he wouldn't want to go back to UK. Well,
no.
I'll put it, the kind of way will be you want to be in that paddock.
Yes.
You want to be in you pick your paddock you want to be in based on where you want to be.
I was completely against the idea, I'll be honest. I didn't want to do it in 300s. I just said, no, I'm not interested. But he said, just, you need to get back.
Yes.
You need to do something that's going to get your name back out there.
Okay.
So that's what we did. And Kawasaki helped me out. They paid for my ride for the next 4 years. So that helped me. Because I've never really had budget behind me to go racing. So, but anyway, like 300s, I got paid to race that in the end. Which there was probably 3 of us that did. So it actually worked out pretty good.
Especially as Kawasaki then moved you on to a full 600.
The team paid me the year I finished second in the championship.
Yeah.
They paid me. And then I got another free ride the year after, got injured most of the year. And then I moved to the other team and had another free ride. So it actually worked out. Well, yeah, if it wasn't for the ridiculous...
You would do what you do now.
Yeah, like if it wasn't for the stupid 300 class, I wouldn't have got anywhere.
You would never have got anywhere.
Good point, yeah.
Yeah.
But you did some stuff in the UK with Gearling, didn't you? Did you finish second in the Supersport Championship?
Yeah.
Gearling?
Yeah, I did.
That's the story of their lives,
turned up at Knockhill, I think. Well, Knockhill...
Spanned myself, yeah.
Well, spanning himself, but also upset everybody.
I've still got the lap record there.
Yeah.
Still got
Went
it.
really, really quick. I remember interviewing him, stood outside at track at the day before.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Knockhill
Last corner,
started,
didn't we? Yeah.
Yeah. And he didn't say much, to be quite honest. But approached it in the, I better do that, yeah, kind of manner. That some would see as kind of overconfidence, cockiness, but actually he said, I'm not bothered, that's what's going to happen. Yeah. I'm not bothered if I make any friends or not. And he pretty much had the mettle to then manage yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was impressive, though.
It was very impressive.
I tried to jump the curb. But no, yeah. So I did that year. It was basically to try and, Kawasaki UK wanted to try and win the championship.
Yes.
So I said, I'll be happy to do it. And it was like more riding for me because I wasn't really doing much riding apart from World Championship. So, it worked. It worked quite well.
Yeah.
I made too many mistakes, really. So we didn't win in the end, but I crashed out at like 5 races.
But I think you were probably on a bike that even then was...
Yeah, it was...
Brilliant bike, but probably slightly...
It was a step behind. Yeah. We struggled a bit, but I had a good fun, actually. Like, it was a good time.
Yeah.
Won a lot of... It was like, if you look back, I either won or crashed.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And then I missed 2 races. So if I didn't make the mistakes... Yeah, I would say I probably would have won it, but I was probably let my ego get to me a little bit. I just wanted to win.
You mentioned the trials, Ryan. Have you got a background in dirt bike? Because my dear friend Roger Harvey, he used to race against your dad, didn't he?
Yeah, I know.
Your dad used to be and Rog says he speaks to you quite regularly.
I see Roger a fair bit. He lives not far from me. So
of course he doesn't, because your place is en route to Hawkston Park from his.
Yeah.
I used to travel across with him often.
Yeah, so I've known him a while now, to be fair, because he knows my dad.
Yeah.
A background, not as such, really. I've always had a motocross bike.
Yeah.
But I had so I started racing when I was 5 for a year. Then I had 10 years off, basically. I didn't do anything for 10 years, but I always had a trials bike, motocross bike. Never raced, just had one.
Yeah.
I was lucky enough, my granddad had a farm, so we could ride around on the farm, or his mates had fields, so we just went around. But I properly started riding motocross when I was about 17, 18.
Okay.
So late on, really?
Yeah.
Very late on.
I was late when I started riding, yeah. I've always had a bike, but never took it serious. I was never really interested.
And what about the gymnastics? Was that what you were doing the whole time when you were...
Yeah, so obviously that was frowned upon me riding bikes outside of gymnastics.
Yeah, knocking yourself about.
Yeah.
Were you that decent level of...
Yeah, like British Championship.
Were you?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was in the squad.
How did you get into that originally then? What was the influence?
I was a naughty kid in school.
Okay.
So they put me in that to keep me busy. That's actually the story, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And
then you kept busy very successfully then.
Yeah. So that was my life for the next 10 years. Just gymnastics every day. Went to school in Birmingham, stayed at school, went to boarding school, trained every...
To do the gymnastics?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
But they were pretty good with me, to be fair. They let me off school, let me off classes to go and train.
So that explains your general physique and fit look about your young body.
Steady where you're going with this, Jack.
Yeah. Sorry. Where are we going here?
I wasn't intending to go anywhere with it, James. But just just your general posture, and you've got all that about you from that early training.
Yeah, basically, because I've spent basically my whole life in a gym.
Yeah,
I've just got a pretty good.
Do you still train pretty hard?
Yeah, trained. Yeah, not in the gym.
Can you there's some things. I've spent a fair bit of time in gyms, as part of my training and there's all the equipment there. And have you ever tried? You probably won't have done. The flipping things where they hold themselves up on rings.
Yeah.
That is not that easy.
No, I'm absolutely sure it's
I
not.
can tell you.
It's harder than it looks like.
Hey, at the time when I was trying all that kind of caper just for a laugh, I weighed nothing. I was pretty strong. I thought, I'll piss out. No. And in technique, it is actually flipping power weight.
In gymnastics, were you a kind of all-rounder? Did you do all the different disciplines?
Yeah, I did everything. I didn't really have one speciality. I was an all-round.
So what actually took you away from gymnastics then?
Honestly, I don't really know. I just got to an age and I remember I was at a competition, like somewhere, I don't know where it was, but I was at a competition. I said to my dad after, I was like, I've just had enough. I don't really want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of your life as a kid.
Yeah, huge
Dedication,
amount.
I can imagine.
I didn't do anything. All I did was, like I just trained.
Yes.
Stayed at school, went to school every day, then trained. And I just remember I said to him, I've had enough. I don't really want to do this anymore.
And was he accepting of that?
No. No. He said, we've done this for fucking, sorry,
it's fine.
10 years. Like, you need to carry on. And I was like, okay. So we carried on for probably another 6 months and then...
Art's not in it.
Yeah, I just, when your time's up.
Yeah.
I just had enough.
Should do.
Yeah. And then, I just said, I want to go race bikes. Well, he basically said, you need to do something. So I was like, well, what am I going to do?
You hadn't raced bikes up until that point at all?
No.
So that was a kind of, let's race bikes then.
Yeah. So I left school with no qualifications after how many years? And he was like, well, you need to go get a job for one. And so I went and got a job and then started racing bikes at the same time. Supermoto I started.
Okay.
Not road.
Supermoto
Yeah, that's how I started, yeah. Because we didn't have the money to go road racing.
Yeah.
So he said, well, the cheapest option is Supermoto. And that's how we started off. So I did that for like 3 years.
What were you on?
First year was on a Honda CRF 150. So I think I was only 17 still.
Yes.
So I was pretty, but I've always been quite small.
Yeah.
I've always been a small kid. So we started off on that, won the British Championship. Then I moved to a 250, won it again. And then he chucked me on a 450 after that. And expanded myself because I had no idea what I was doing. You don't realise how fast them 450s are. They are fast. Yeah, and it all kind of kicked off from that, really. I'm trying to think what I did after that. I did one club race.
When you say he put me on a 450, was that your dad?
Yeah, my dad. Yeah.
Okay.
My dad's full of great ideas. As most of you all know. And then I did one club race. I don't know what year it was. I remember it was Thruxton and I was leading it in the rain and crashed. And then I went straight to BSB. I didn't do any club racing really. I just did one. Yeah. Just chucked in the deep end. It was just me, my dad and my brother. And we had no idea what we were doing. So I just kept crashing.
Which class was that in?
Superstock 600.
Oh, okay.
So that was my first year.
Yeah.
I just went straight to Superstock. Then I went back to Moto3 on a pre-Moto3 because it was free, basically. Didn't get charged for it, so we just kept doing that. And then I went to Ryde. Yeah. After that, I remember he came to me and said, yeah, we can do it.
Had he seen you somewhere?
Yeah, he saw me riding the pre-Moto3, yeah. He basically said, it's this much money, you either want to do it or you don't, but you'll win. I was like, shit. So where am I going to get the money from?
You're definitely going to win. Now give me the money.
Yeah. And that's how it all started, yeah.
Wow. So you managed to get the money together to ride that city lifting outfit.
Yeah. Obviously, it's a lot of money, but it was actually pretty cheap.
Yeah.
It genuinely was cheap. It wasn't a lot.
For a winning bike?
Yeah, and I got my wild card included, which is probably 10 grand in itself. So doubled that, and that's what I paid.
You probably learned a lot.
Hell of a lot.
And won a lot as well.
Yeah.
Heavens, you must have... was it Jake Archer, the kid you just, on the same team, you just kept, who was second all the time?
Yeah.
Yeah, poor lad.
I remember at Brands, the last round of the year, because City Lifting owned a box there. You know, in the hospitality thing opposite Start Finish Straight, they said, you're going to have to slow down because we need more TV time. Genuinely. I'll never forget that.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, from our perspective, we were feeling the same thing as well.
Pretty much.
Jesus Christ, this is getting tedious.
Yeah.
Every race.
It was good fun though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just basically tried to smash my own records every week.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a good laugh. But yeah, that's what they said to me. And I remember, I think I stayed in third for like 6 laps and then I went off.
You went from that City Limits season's victories, you went on to the Junior World Champions, the CEV one in Spain.
Yeah, went to that after. Yeah.
Was that quite a harsh reality check, getting in amongst that?
Yeah, you could say. Well, I went, so it all came from the wildcard I did in 2017 because I finished 16th or 18th. I don't know, I finished somewhere, but I was like 5 seconds. I was at the back of the group.
Yes.
The leading group. So after that, Dorna got in touch.
Okay.
Like said, who are you? What have you done? Blah, blah, blah. Because they were looking for a British rider.
Yeah.
And said, like, can you come and do a test for us? So they took me to Aragon, did a test in 2017. They didn't really say much from what I remember. They didn't say a lot. And then all of a sudden, like November came and they were like, yep, you're in the Honda team for 2018 in CEV. And then I went to the first round, qualified second, led the race, and I thought, this is easy.
Peace.
Yeah. Don't know what the crack is here. All the best kids in the world. It's easy. And then reality hit after that, yeah. I crashed out. I think I was third, crashed out in Estoril, first round of the year. And then basically what happened was there was like me, 2 Japanese lads. Well, one was Agora. Obviously, look where he is now.
Yeah.
Chantra Kuni, he was in Moto2 last year. And then Indonesian lads. So the 2 Japanese had different bikes. But they kind of thought that I wasn't going to do a lot. So they gave me the bike from the year before. Anyway, that was in the first round. So I got to round 2 and I had a different bike, but I just never got on with it. But they wouldn't give me my old one back that year. So I struggled all year. I think my best result was 4th or 5th.
Yes.
It was an eye-opener.
Yes.
Definitely an eye-opener. Going from Britain to that was massive.
Level-wise?
Yeah, ridiculous.
Spud Nesbitt had done it a year
he
earlier.
He was there when I was there.
Was he there when you were there? Yeah.
I think he was for Monlau.
Yeah.
So I went from, dominating England to that, thinking I was the boy and I was a nobody, basically. It was tough. Yeah.
I think your best result was just Albacete.
Yeah.
Dear old Albacete, where we originally went with World Supers in like 98. That one.
I liked it.
Yeah, I liked it.
I can't really remember it.
Middle of nowhere, in a desert.
Very
no
flat.
Town near anything.
Very flat.
Yeah, really flat.
I don't really remember it, to be honest. I remember I did all right there, but that's about it.
But you still went into the Moto3 Grand Prix for a season. Yeah.
Yeah, I got a phone call that year and it was, it's nice, but like I didn't really have a choice. They either said you're going to Grand Prix or you haven't got a ride.
Yes.
Because it was all for TV. Basically, that's what it was all about. So I went, which is cool. It's an experience. Obviously, it was every kid's dream to go and race MotoGP.
You enjoy it?
Yeah.
Like the life of it?
The life, yeah.
Been out there? And
yeah. It was, different. Would I do it differently now? Yeah. I learned a lot. Like people were helping me, but not really guiding me as such. So I was going everywhere on my own.
But that's why I'm asking, because that is the hard bit for a young fella, generally.
Yeah, and you got to think.
I went through it, didn't get on with it at all in World Supersport.
Yeah, so I look back now, and I'd gone from being a tree surgeon, winning a British Championship, to being in a HRC team, to then being a Grand Prix rider in the space of 2 years.
Yeah.
Like, I think every lad, it wouldn't quite settle with you.
No.
It was just like completely different.
Yeah.
I'd gone from having nothing to living the dream in the space of...
But that, the whole point why I asked was that you say living the dream, and you're telling anybody who was out, doesn't understand the sport a little bit, and they would think, it's living the dream, it's perfect. But actually, you've got to live the life. So you've got to do the travelling, you've got to be on your own, you've got to be pretty strong mentally to do all that. And it's flipping hard work, and it is for most, I think.
Yeah, like
it ain't a dream, really. It ends up being a bit of a flipping nightmare in a lot of cases. If you can go in there and win straight away, yeah, brilliant. Whoop-de-doo, but you're not going to do that.
You're not going to,
It's
no.
flipping hard work, I think.
Yeah, I was very fortunate having you along as my travelling companion, because if we ever travelled separately,
yeah, you were 62 at the time, Jack.
I was always nervous as hell. I'm thinking, oh fuck, I've got to catch that.
You know
Make
what?
sure I catch that plane.
When we stopped doing them World Superbike round competitions, where it was just me and you, Manchester Airport, and a flipping hotel and a cons room, you don't think you're going to miss that shit, right? But after a year after we stopped doing it, I used to think, oh, I used to love travelling to Manchester, getting on the bus from the car park and getting a cup of coffee with you. It's funny what you miss. And now you'll look back at that, and wherever you go with your riding and your success, you look back at it and think it was probably better than what it was. At the time, sometimes things have hard work.
It was just an experience.
Yeah.
Like,
and that's what you were looking at.
Yeah. Even now, like, oh, I've got to go travel again this week. But then I know as soon as it finishes,
you'll love it.
I will be bored shitless.
Exactly that. Exactly
you wouldn't,
that.
I know I will be, though.
Yeah.
Like, I've got 7 weeks off now and I'm bored shitless already. Yeah. I don't know what to do with myself.
You went to Foxhill at the weekend, the British Motocross Grand Prix at Foxhill.
Yeah, it was good too.
He was down at Brands on the Saturday. He comes up and he's chatting with us in Prez. I said, I didn't think you were coming here. No, I'm not. I'm going now. I'm off to Foxhill to watch the ball.
I needed a lift, basically. My mate was going to Brands, but then he was going to Foxhills after. I thought, well, don't have to pay for fuel then, do I?
Yeah, good enough though. Take your teammates there. Did you get on with Ollie?
Yeah, real good.
Good.
Yeah. No, I do get on. He's the two best teammates I've had is Binder and Ollie. I get on with him real good. Yeah. And he's a nice kid.
He's a nice kid.
He is a good, genuinely good kid, and I get on with his family. I'll go and stay at their house after Phillip Island.
Now he's doing what he's doing in British Supersport. What's your thoughts on that? A little bit he must be going, well done, Ollie, but a bit of you must be thinking, I could do that.
Well, I've got 7 weeks off, so I don't know what I'm going to do. They have mentioned it to me to go and do a race, but I don't know.
There's a lot of riders wouldn't take the risk, and he will, and there's others that will, and I really...
Well, Ollie's doing
exactly that, yeah.
And that performance of his at Brands Hatch, I thought, both those days, I thought it was in... Neil McKenzie told me years ago when we were commentating together those couple of years, he said that Troy Bayliss showed us a lot of new things about getting round tracks in the UK, different lines, different approaches and things, and it looks like Ollie's kind of made of the same. Well, he's obviously got the same genes in him, and it was crackers, some of the things he was doing at the weekend.
I heard the same thing from, I think, John Reynolds. He put it slightly differently. He said, first year he came, right, he was never on the same bit of tarmac. He'll never make out of himself. That's what they thought. Yeah. And then a year later, he flipping blew him away, and then he's flipping multiple world champion, GP winner.
Somebody asked me before the weekend at Brandon, said, how do you think Ollie will do? I said, he'll win.
Yeah.
Because I know he's a good rider.
Yes.
He is genuinely a
good rider.
Got a little
bit of metal about him like his dad. When you speak to him, he's quite a different... When his dad was at the height of his sort of powers racing, very single-minded man, quite aggressive not as a person, but as a...
No, quite reticent as a person.
Determined to the point of you couldn't ever be his best mate somehow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But now you look back and you can see why he had to be like that. And his kid, Ollie, isn't like that when you first meet him, but actually on a bike, he's pretty...
Yeah.
He's pretty determined.
They're like different but similar.
Yeah.
Yeah. They are. But he's a good kid. I often think he's actually not really interested in racing, honestly. He's just in a world of his own all the time.
Yeah.
As soon as he puts the visor down, that's it. He gets going. He does. He's enjoying BSP as well.
Good. We enjoy winning, don't you?
Yeah. World Championship now is hard. It's hard, so I think he can go there.
Yeah, we're easy in my day. You used to give him away them wins. Bastards. Look at you nodding at. Oh, yeah.
No. I was certainly not, mate. I was certainly not.
I think, championships come and go, and I think it's harder for different reasons. I think in my day it were easier to get on, to be on a level playing field bike-wise, I think. So to recap then, you'll be riding some British Supersport this year. That's what we're saying, isn't it?
I don't know, I might do. I don't know. See how bored I get.
When's the next round? Is it Alton Park, the next round?
Yeah. in a week and a bit.
What date's
look,
that?
he's thinking.
No, because I'm doing Enduro GP.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Where's that at?
Wales, somewhere.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's not extreme enduro. That's like an hour.
That's like time trial.
It's the World Enduro Championship. They held the first one last year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm doing that.
Like
well
in the
done.
woods and that.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, so excuse me, you're better off-road than you're making out.
No, he's really good.
Yeah, I'm not bad off-road.
Yeah, he's really good.
You mustn't be.
No, I'm all right. I can ride a motocross bike.
Wow. And Triumph have just taken the lead in the MX2 World Championship with Faris.
Oh, yeah, what was it like? Because he obviously Jack follows the...
I'm actually more of a motocross fan than I am road racing. I watch it more.
That was a terrific performance by him.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Langenfelder.
Yeah. Well, did he pull it out? 8 seconds at the end?
Yeah. But that middle stage of the race that I was...
It was a good battle.
Was quite a battle.
It was, yeah. Well, he tried to pass it. I was standing on like pit lane above where they pit board, and he tried to pass him on the start-finish straight.
And he momentarily got through,
He
didn't
did,
he?
yeah, but then they hit each other.
Yes.
But obviously Faraz had the inside line for
Yes.
2.
Yes.
So he got back through and then he just pulled the pin.
Yeah.
But no, it was a good do.
He's an impressive kid, that. I don't know him. He's an impressive lad.
Yeah, he is. He can ride a bike.
And McClellan, the big, tall South African, he's lying in third place in the championship as well for Triumph. So that's quite an impressive position they're in.
They're doing a good job. It's only their third year, I think.
Yeah.
Yes.
Third year in the championship. So they're doing... Well, they should win it this year, I would say.
I'm kind of hoping they might. Yeah, that would be quite an
pretty cool,
turn up, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it would be quite cool.
And so you've got to get in there.
That's
in
the only
the
thing.
World Championship.
Well, yeah. Well, if they win, I need to do something as well.
So what are you riding in the enduro, by the way?
Triumph.
450
They run
Triumph.
a World Enduro team.
Yeah, so
I'm just like an extra rider.
That would be the assumption, but it doesn't always work like that.
Yeah, I'm just going to be like an extra rider for it.
Right.
Oh, that's interesting. I'll have
Could
a
do
look
that,
out
innit?
for what's going on there. Yeah, good on you.
Yeah.
So is that the weekend after next?
Yeah, I think it's the Alton weekend.
Okay. And then is that followed by Thruxton? Is Thruxton the next one on?
Truxton's next on, yeah.
Fast. You'd like Thruxton, wouldn't you? You'd enjoy
I
it.
don't know. I'll decide nearer the time. I'll see.
Yeah, Truxton's great to ride as well, though, isn't it? Brilliant.
Well, it's easy for you. You just fly the plane.
Yeah, no, but
That's why you like it.
You're getting a bit arsey. You've got to, because you're not supposed to be landing or taking off when there's any action on track. You've got to get down there Thursday night and you're not allowed to leave till after the last race on Sunday. So, but Yorkshire Airlines will be having a scheduled flight. Just me and Matt Roberts. I'll do the flying. He has to do he's passenger and hostess. At the same time. He brings the sandwiches. We came back from there once. So we're down there with my little aeroplane, right? And the weather's changed a bit. The clouds are a bit low, but I'd rung home and I knew it was absolutely perfect conditions back here. But I knew it was going to be a little bit in and out of cloud. And
Matthew had been very anxious.
so I said to him, look, first part of the flight's going to be a bit kind of, not iffy at all. I wouldn't ever do that, right? But I said it might be a bit different to the flight down, which was perfect. You might want to get a lift home with maybe Lee Johnson, who lives local. He said, no. He said, I trust you, right? So he set off, and he starts talking more. He gets nervous, and he's getting nervous, and I'm flipping to the... and I went, and after a while, I'm thinking, shut up, right? I said, Matt, you're going to have to shut up. He says, why? I says, because I need to concentrate. He goes, oh, fucking hell, no. And we got through the iffy weather, and the last 40 minutes, last 3/4 of the flight was fantastic. Blue skies, got in here, no problem. And none of it had been a problem, really. And he gets out and he just said to me, but he never talked the whole way back, right? After the hard bit. And he got out of plane, he goes, no man telling you, a little bit of wee came out back there. He says, I've never seen you have to concentrate on anything. I said, oh yeah, you got to do it flying job. It's, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, he'll be coming with us. So I didn't put him off that much.
I deeply regret the fact that I never got in an aeroplane with either you or Parish.
Yeah, Stavros.
When I've been offered
well, that's
as
a
well.
partner airline, you know. Yorkshire Airlines are now a partner airline with
Plummet
Airways. They look after the southern routes. We do more of the north.
Plummet Airlines offered me a lift to Assen during our World Superbike days.
You didn't take it?
I didn't. My wife wasn't keen, but I wish I had.
Yeah.
I wish I had, because
Flying
I never
just
got
like
the
motorbikes.
opportunity.
You don't
again.
need flying.
No, not really.
We're going a bit. I don't mean flying in an airliner. That's not. It's flying, but it's flying in a little airplane. I've flown with the. Remember when you'll remember it? Cal Crutchlow and Craig Jones were riding British Supersport, both late teens, dead fast, talented lads. They wanted to go to TT, and it was before I started doing any commentary on TT, and I had a 4-seat aeroplane then. And they wanted to go and have a day over there. So I'll take you over. I didn't know them that well. I knew them through racing, and they came up. We got in, it's only an hour, got to Isle of Man, and Craig flew out with me, front seat, with Cal in the back, and then they swapped on way back, and they both never done anything like that before, and they were just brilliant. All motorbike races are the same skill set. It's just exactly the same. It's eye to hand, and it's judging things, and it's knowing mechanically what's going on.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all you need. I've never known one motorbike racer that can't, or motorbike decent rider that don't make a good pilot.
Actually, talking about decent motorcycle racers, you're only the 4th man to win a World Supersport.
I read
race
that. Your one.
At Donington. Mr. Whitham, Crutchlow, the aforementioned Crutchlow, and Sam Lowes.
I did read that the other day.
Yeah.
You were the first, weren't you?
Yes, 1990.
We're easy then, though. Just assumed that. Just turned up, and then they give me this cup and everything.
How many years ago was that?
Shut up. Doing it again.
Was it on a Belgard Yamaha?
Yeah.
It was my first year
To be fair,
commentary.
That bike, it was first R6 win. It was the first year at R6.
Is that the one that Shuey had?
She ended up with it.
Yeah, I remember that bike.
Yeah. But it was the best bike on grid, probably.
Yeah.
10 car bikes were good. They were good bikes, but I've always felt, I rode it for 3 years and always felt probably in the round.
The R6s were the bikes.
You never admit that. You should never admit that.
I know you never admit, but it never happened before. You never sit on a grid and think you're not best bike. Well, I did for about 3 years.
Did you?
Yeah. Only didn't win a World Championship because I wasn't good enough. That's what it is. Everything else were good. Team were good, bike were good.
Is that the one that's parked in the front room?
Yeah.
Nice.
Is it back to original now?
It's exactly as I got off it last round.
Is it?
2 years.
Have you kept any of your previous bikes?
Nothing. No. I wish I did.
If you win a World Championship, you will.
Yeah, if I won a World Championship, I would. The only one I want back is the bike I rode with Sachs. The Moto3. Sachs's bike.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Which I know where that is.
Do you know who's got it?
What's his name in Lincoln? Big bike collector. Got the MV and the Honda 6.
Not John Chapman.
Yeah, Chapman's got it.
Yeah. Has he got that?
Yeah, he's got my bike.
Chappie's he's a great bloke.
Yeah, I know him.
Yeah.
I ask him to sell it all the time.
You'll end up with that?
Yeah, I know, but he said he's not ready to sell it yet.
He's not ready to sell it yet.
Not yet.
John Chapman, yeah. Good bloke.
Every time I see him, I ask him. He says he's not ready to sell it.
When you say not ready, what's the reason you give for not being ready to sell it? But you might sell it one day.
He says one day.
When you've retired.
Yeah. No, he said whenever he does, I'll be the first one to.
Oh, okay. He's got some nice stuff.
Yeah.
On the 6, he's
like
got.
But he's got the reproduction on the 6, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He's got problems with it all the time.
Yeah, but I mean the Honda 6 was probably in its time, even if you took into consideration modern MotoGP bikes, that Honda 6 at the time was the trickiest motorbike compared to everything else.
Yes.
It's a work of art when you look at it. It's incredible.
Oh, incredible thing.
Yeah, no, it is.
It revved to 20,000 RPM. Unreal.
I was at Donington with him last year and he fired it up.
Really?
Ridiculous. Wow. Imagine riding that thing.
They had they had this bit about riding mode, they had no flywheel at all. So anything below about 2,500 RPM, you stopped. It just, you stopped. You just got to keep them flipping going. You'd have been all right. If people ride them, they're rideable, aren't they? Interesting fact about the Honda 6. Because the outside, so number 1 and number 6 cylinder, same size piston, same size rod, but the crank was thinner because that crank only has to accept the power of 1 cylinder, whereas the next ones in have to accept the power of both outsides. Then so the crank was. There you go. Learned something today, haven't you? Every day was school day.
You could say that, yes. Yeah.
Random facts with Whitham. There you go. What else you got?
Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Talking of learning things, we've got Pressure Q&A, the TBA questions here. So, Jeremy Barker, North Carolina. This guy, blimey, your fame's spread, hasn't it?
I used to live there.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you?
For a while, yeah.
Why were you living in North Carolina?
I had a sponsor there, basically.
Okay.
And I just trained over there and lived there.
Bike sponsor or
Yeah,
gymnastics?
bike sponsor, yeah. In 2022.
Right.
Okay.
23. About a year I was there.
Jeremy asks, what's your process when practicing stroke working on specific things? This is my first year of racing and I know I need to work on several aspects of my riding. How do you approach getting better in key areas? Besides falling off.
Yeah, I was going to say.
It's more of
Keep
a
crashing until you figure it out. I don't know, what would you say?
I think these days it's a lot easier in that you know where you're losing time and you know where you're not losing time because everything's logged and the data's there to do it. So if you've got a particular problem in an area, in my day, all you had to do was, if somebody passed you at a certain point, you knew that was the point you want so quick, or the area that you want so quick. Now you know where you're quick and where everybody else is quicker or less.
Well, it's all done on GPS on my bike. They can overlay everything and see.
That's what I mean.
Like, I actually don't really need to know anything. They just tell me.
It's a lot easier now to target where you try and improve.
Yeah.
The tendency is, or what in my day, where each rider's better in a certain area. I always loved on brakes. I always felt I could outbrake people. So in a race, when you're struggling, my stupid brain always went, well, just make more time where you're already good. And that never works.
That's when you
What you've got to try and do is fix it where you're not as quick.
I still do.
It's a disaster.
Where did you? Was there anywhere you needed to fix at Donington when you're like?
Yeah, so they actually told me the only place. So last year I did like a 29.4 lap time, and after FP1 they said the only place I was slower was what's the fast left at the top of the hill.
Well, you got Craner Caves, Old Airpin.
Yeah, then you go
then
up.
You've got Starkey's Bridge, sponsors.
Yeah. So basically, from the old airpin up, I was slower there this year than I was last year, but only because I wasn't shifting to 5th this year. So as soon as I shifted to 5th, that was it.
Short shift before the left.
Yeah, I just kept it in 4th in free practice, but as soon as I shifted, that was
and they'd be able to tell him that straight. That's what I'm saying. So these lads know exactly what they've got to improve.
And that's why you pulled one of your best passes up there.
I've always been pretty fast up there.
Yes.
Because I shifted to 5th.
Anyway, what about the chap needs help?
Well, you're not expecting me to advise him. It would seem, Jeremy, the main thing is not to fall off too often, mate. But that seems a rather painful way of learning, to be honest. To someone like me, it does. Next, Alex Krill. We were at Donington 2 weekends ago. The pace of both Supersport races was relentless. Tom did brilliantly. Question, how has he or the team been able to unlock the extra pace in the bike compared to last year? Is it new parts on the bike or different setup?
New parts, not really. We didn't change much coming into the year. Because I liked it so much last year, we just kind of kept it the same. Pace-wise, probably just down to me. Pulled my finger out.
Yeah.
Got it done. I don't know, I came into the weekend just feeling like I had a point to prove.
Yes.
I'd been doubted a lot, so I just kind of had to get the job done. And just, I don't know. When it all clicks, it clicks. And it just feels good. Like I had no moments, only the one in race 1. I had a bit of a moment going into Coppice, but when I'm feeling good and the bike's working well, you're just a step ahead. I don't know. You'll remember. If you're having a good weekend, you're having a good weekend.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. I mean, also they're going to a circuit. More data, more flipping knowledge of what you need.
Do you know what? We actually don't. Everyone said this. they asked me on the grid as well, and I was like, I haven't rode there since the race last year.
Right.
I ride at Jerez more, or Aragon, but anyway, yeah. I don't know, there's something special about coming home as well.
Yes.
All my mates there, family, sponsors, factory. You kind of feel like you have to do a job. Pretty much, yeah.
You certainly did. You certainly did do a job. Paul Haskins from LS2 Helmets asks, why do you use the race number 69? This is, I asked James this, is it because you're a massive Whit fan? And James said, I doubt it.
I doubt that.
Or maybe another reason.
It's the same upside down, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's why I had it.
Oh, okay. So, it's as simple as that.
No,
when Nicky Hayden, perhaps?
When I started riding again in whatever year it was, when my dad bought me a supermoto bike, we went racing, and the bike came with number 96 on it, and somebody was already 96 at the race, so we cut it in half and swapped it.
Perfect.
To 69.
Okay.
Perfect.
And just it stayed from that.
And that was it?
Yeah.
I definitely had mine because it was same upside down at the time. I was having a bit of a rough season. But it looks, also, there's other symmetrical numbers, but it's a nice...
Yes, I'm just looking at some of the helmets around you.
Nice.
It just looks cool.
Yeah, I think so.
And Kyle Winter says, hiya, James Sprout. Question for Tom. Now that you have broken your winning duck, do you think you can put a run together? And also, would you return to the Grand Prix paddock in the future, possibly Moto2? Cheers.
Yeah, I think now I'll have a good rest of the year. I don't see why not. I feel pretty good and the bike's good, it's working well. So I would say, last year obviously I finished 4th and I want to get top 3 this year.
Okay.
And I've scored probably nearly the most points out of everyone the last 3 rounds. So I would like to think I can do it. I don't know. It's never that easy.
What about the GP paddock? How do the two paddocks compare? The World Superbike Supersport and the GP paddock. Would you favour a return to that?
No, I wouldn't go back. No.
You wouldn't go back?
No.
In terms of environment,
yeah,
friendlier paddock in Superbike.
Yeah,
it always used to be.
It was. We always found it that way.
We found that, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, but not only that. Like I just enjoy where I am.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just like it. It's not 22 races a year. I've got 12.
That's too many.
Yeah, it's just like every weekend you're racing.
Yeah.
I'm getting old now.
Getting old at 23. Sorry, 24. What did I say earlier?
No, I just wouldn't go back.
Okay.
No, I would like to do a wild card.
Yes.
I would like to do a one-off in Moto2, but I wouldn't go back full time. And honestly, they wouldn't take me now because I am too old.
Okay.
Yeah, it's weird how that job's gone.
If you're not 22,
past it. Yeah, I considered past it at 23, 24.
Well, when I first went there, I don't know how old I was, but they already said I was too old.
Yeah.
For Moto3.
Not a good thing, that.
It isn't, is it?
No, because I think as Brits, we get faster as we get older.
I look at flipping, like 70s and 80s, you used to get these Spanish and Italian riders that were never, because of the size of them mainly, like Nieto and Grassini, who were never going to make Stefan Dofflinger, they were never going to make a 500 rider, but yet they could win 3 or 4 or 5 or more championships in their own class and be a national hero.
Yes.
Not now, you're considered a failure if you don't become MotoGP world champion.
That seems to be the constant ambition.
And the fallout was now in filling the flipping World Superbike and Supersport.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, it's too hard for us to get a Superbike ride now because they'd rather just take a MotoGP rider.
There you go.
Everyone you ask, no. They would just want MotoGP riders.
Yeah, I agree.
Same as Supersport. Now they just want Moto2 riders.
Yeah.
Yes.
Even if you're a good Supersport rider, they'd rather take a rookie from Moto2.
Yeah.
Which makes no sense, in my opinion. But
No, I don't.
Marty Hill, very short question this one. Why has Dad got the nickname Dangerous Bry?
Because he's fucking dangerous.
I thought that might be the answer.
In what way is he dangerous?
Oh, mate, honestly, anything he does, the bloke's not right in the head. Oh, mate, honestly, like I'm full of great ideas and I know where I get it from. It's from him. But he's got something new every week that he's come up with, a fantastic idea or something.
What, is it
just
related
in general,
to life?
Like just life in general.
Yeah.
He wants to be a mountain biker at the minute. He's 60-something. Smashed himself up to bits a couple of years ago and now he wants to go mountain biking.
I like it though.
Okay.
I think it actually, no, do you know what it came from actually? Years, do you remember in Silverstone there was a garage and it had a special marble floor? It was from McLaren.
The teams had actually gone and put the marble.
Yeah, I think it was McLaren.
Yeah.
Formula One. So years ago, I remember him doing it. He had a grinder and he was doing something. He dropped the grinder while it was turned on and it ground the marble. And that's where it came from. I think that's why he's called Dangerous Bri, because he's always got something on the go.
My dad was a bit same, he's not with us anymore, but my dad, growing up, he was known as Dr. Dave, because he was always doing something, making something out of something else, setting something on fire inadvertently. And I don't know why doctor, but that's what he was.
He's just nuts. He bought a scooter the other week because he wants to ride a scooter now.
What sort of scooter?
A Bergman.
Like a proper...
A proper step-through scooter.
What a good do.
I don't know what he's going to do with it.
Has he been out?
He's never used it.
He's never used it.
He's into his old stuff though. He's got some old...
He's got quite a lot. He's got one of them.
Yeah.
He's got an LC. He's got 2 T250 Suzukis.
Yeah. Early Suzukis.
What he seems to do is buy one, realise it's a scrapper, so then he buys another one.
Yeah.
So we have 2 of everything.
Yeah. That's a common thing.
Amongst biking nutters. Yeah.
Yeah, to be fair, I do the same.
Did you get that Norton finished?
Yeah, it's in my brother's living room.
Did you get it running?
Yeah.
And Norton?
Tom knows I'm into old bikes a bit less these days, but... So he'd send me a picture, just bought this one. I think, nice. And some little 250 racing bike once, and I think, you ever want 2.5 two-stroke?
Yeah, I got Pedrosa as well.
Yeah.
From Spanish Championship.
So, some nice, interesting stuff. Then he sent me a picture
Did you say Pedrosa's National Championship winning 125?
Yeah, it's a bit of a backdoor job, but...
Then he sent me a picture of a Norton. The racing rotary, twin rotor Nortons?
Yeah.
Well, they were developed from... The engine first went in a flipping road bike. They did a road bike.
Yes.
I think called an F1 or...
Yeah, it's an F1 Sport.
And it's in, and he sent me this picture. I've got one of these. What do you think? Do I need that? I'm like, flipping way above my pay grade. They're an odd thing.
Yeah.
Them Wankel engines. So I'm just asking him. I haven't spoke about it since to him. I'm just asking him if he got it running.
Yeah, got it running.
Good. Cool thing.
It is cool.
Yeah.
So mechanics-wise, you're good. You know what you're doing.
Yeah, just about, I think.
Yeah.
I can turn a spanner.
And it's impressive. Good.
Yeah, we got that going. My 250, that's still going.
250 Honda?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't used it. Yeah, the
Yeah.
NXA. I've not used it in a while, but it's still going.
Good thing then. Going forward, I think good thing. I think it'll
That's why I bought it, yeah.
still fetching good money. The BSB Paddock, so it started with Kyle Ryde and his dad. They both bought late model 250s. I mean, the 250 World Championship ended in 09, but they didn't do much development. Certainly Japanese didn't. Yamaha and Honda after about 04, 05. So Kyle bought a late model, like 05 Yam. His dad bought a reverse cylinder, an early one. But then Rory Skinner bought a V-twin Yamaha. Now, Scott Redding's looking for a Honda.
Oh, is he?
A late model Honda. Yeah, they've all got them. And they all ride them, and they all go like...
I've seen videos.
They don't muck about. They are not mucking about on them. For all that we've said that Kyle Ryde, he hadn't fallen off his race bike for 70, and that's amazing, right?
Yes.
He's brilliant, but he's crashed his 250 like 3 times.
I ain't got the money to crash it.
No,
It costs a fortune. NXA, you can't get the bits.
No.
Yams, I think you can still get the bits.
The Yams, you can always get more bits. Honda stopped doing parts of it earlier.
Yeah.
But yeah, you don't want to be jumping off it.
No, I haven't used it. Lives in Jersey now.
I think Honda's a better bike, probably.
Yeah.
If you're going to run one, I think.
Yeah. I think it'll hold its value more.
Yeah. Well, it will do if you don't fall off it.
I have to cover a British Grand Prix for Sky Sports at Donington in 1997. I had no idea why. I don't know why the regular people couldn't do it, but the 250 class in that, remember people like Sebastian Porto and guys
it's
like
brilliant
that?
class.
It was an incredible, it was absolutely...
The most pure
the
GP
pure,
class ever with 250.
250,
yeah, and beautiful colour schemes and terrific racing. It was
good
really,
racing.
Really
lovely
impressive.
ride.
Yeah.
I can remember
Anyway,
going to Donington as a kid. I remember watching 250 Grand Prix.
I remember I was already racing. Remember when Jean-Philippe Rougier at Coppis, right on that first apex before you sort of drift down and come back in, he was the first one to get his elbow down, right?
Yes.
It's amazing at the time, right? He's commonplace now. Got his elbow down. And I'm not a fighting man, but I nearly hit a bloke. There's two nuggets sat behind me, right? I was turned up on motorbikes and they're bored because it's a 250 and they're not understanding they don't understand quite what they're watching here.
Yeah.
And one of them says, 250s, isn't it? Yeah. Another one says, yeah, give me a couple of days on them top bikes and I could do something like that. And they weren't even joking. And I felt like going, but I didn't, obviously, because I was scared of him. But
proper bikes,
a lot. Honestly, there's never been a World Championship class that they've had to give the prizes away.
No,
there's always people wanting to win them.
Ever.
So it's never been that easy. I mean, going back to the 70s and 60s and before, people wanted to win it.
And the 50s, mate.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Finally, Lloyd Locker Godden. Dan Godden's lad, perhaps. Don Godden, sorry, he was a grass track racer. Lloyd Locker Godden. Great double at Donny. You looked unstoppable. Do you have any aspirations of stepping up to Superbikes in the future? Or is the plan to get a Supersport title under your belt before moving on? You're doing a top job. Keep it up.
Just touched on it there, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, thank you to start with. Would I move up? Nah, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think I'm past it, to be honest. As bad as that sounds at 30.
Tell you what, just be careful here because we're going to ring him in a bit. 'Cause, I've texted him and said, Tommy Bridewell, right? Would be my example of this. He had no aspirations to be at World Superbike. It was a team financial kind of thing that a set of circumstances that pushed him and a team into World Superbikes. And he's doing rather well and his times are good and he looks like he deserves to be at least there.
Yeah.
Whether he's going to win a championship, honestly, probably not. But he's holding his own, doing good times. So you never just know how it's going to work out.
You don't know. But at the minute, it's just,
Won't be something you chase.
No. I've tried.
Well, so a Supersport World Championship.
I just want to win a World Championship. I finished second, fourth last year.
Yes.
I just want to win a World Championship.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's just the goal.
Yeah.
Honestly, after that, I don't know. Might retire. I honestly don't know. I don't know. I just want to win a World Championship. Yeah. That's what I set out to do when I started racing. And do I think I can do it? Yeah, I think so.
Following the illustrious footsteps of Chas Davies and Sam Lowes and lads like that who've done it.
Yeah.
The world.
Never say never.
I mean, they all did. Jonathan Ray, Cal Crutchlow, they all went. Some of them went back from Superbike to get into the World Championship paddock, and to do that, they had to go on Supersport.
Yes.
It was a route at one point, sort of sideways and forward, wasn't it? Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, never say never, but honestly, I think it'll be difficult to go because of the way it all is now, like I said before.
It's more difficult than it ever was.
Yeah, and if you want a good bike, you got to pay for it.
Yep.
And I'm not paying for it. It's the honest answer.
You want to get too many other bikes in your garage to work on.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, listen, all the best for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
We hope it goes as well as it undoubtedly did at Donington Park.
Thank you.
If you can do it there, then bloody get on and do it elsewhere as well.
I'll try my best.
Brilliant.
Try my best.
Yes, Tom.
Thanks very much,
Thank
Tom.
you very much.
Thank you very much indeed. Oh, we frightened Sprout. He took off.
Yay!
So, Jimbo, that was what a lovely lad. Really, really kind of him to come in. And, talking to him, finding out that one thing we never touched on was how much he loves, what a capable motocrosser he is. And he's always out doing extreme enduro, going out with people like his teammate at Triumph, Johnny Walker, and finding out these extreme, impossible bits of terrain and things. And he loves doing that.
I've ridden with him a bit on, I'm not going to say enduro bikes, but bit of trail riding.
Yeah.
Pretty clever. Yeah, he's good. And I think he's been a bit, not that he's bothered, right? He won't be bothered about me saying he's been a bit mussins or suds, because he's not, he don't care really. in a nice way. He in the past, he's been accused of being a bit kind of cocky, but I think a lot of that is that he's quiet. I've always known since he was riding as a youngster for Ryan Saxelby that he's a nice kid. He's all right. Just a bit quiet, really. Talented lad.
Well, you've known him for a long time.
Yep.
10 years or more.
Yep.
So other talking points from that weekend at Donington Park.
Yep.
Mr. Bulliger was beaten at last by his teammate.
Yeah, I don't mean that in a bad way. He's the best rider in the championship, but Christ, it were getting dull.
Yes. Still 23 wins from 24 races. And we lost Taz McKenzie. He spanned himself, didn't he?
Oh, God, really? Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it.
Right, so he's going up into last turn, big left hand on to start.
It's not a Goddard's one.
Yeah, but not what you think.
Okay.
He'd run out really wide to the right, which you do. There was no wide. He didn't make a mistake. But his rear wheel, and he must have had a fair bit of rear brake on, his rear wheel just touched the paint. And it didn't, not a massive slide, just a little bit. And that set up like an oscillating. And at that pace, when you hadn't really had that much time to brake, you're covering the ground pretty quick.
Yeah.
So by the time he knew it really and he'd wrestled with it a bit, he's gone across the track and he's on that bit of grass now that he's at the far end, and he's basically jumped off it, but not much more than about 15 metres before him and the bike went into the recticel. So yeah, I not spoke to Taz, but I spoke to Neil a couple of 3 times about it, and he's got basically multiple injuries. He's got a shoulder blade, a collarbone, I think a wrist.
Bloody hell, quite a lot then.
Maybe an ankle as well, maybe tib fib or just fib.
Crikey.
Yeah, knocked about. Yeah, but typical Taz, in good spirits apparently.
Yes.
And it's Taylor's wedding this weekend.
Oh, right.
In Scotland, and Taz is the best man, and he's still doing it from a wheelchair. So good on you, lad. I mean, he's for all that he's a little sort of slight fella, he's a tough kid.
Yes.
He's Tad. So all the best.
There was a 3rd place in the sprint race for Sam Laws, which was deliriously received by the team in the garage because, of course, they'd lost their team owner. He passed away.
Yeah, Matt
a week before.
Passed away. Yeah, and sad passing that, because a man who was not shy to spend his money on bikes. So yeah, so that was fairly poignant. Also, Alex having not a bad meeting either.
Yeah. And Tommy Bridewell getting a 5th place.
Yeah,
on
really
Saturday.
impressed with that. Really impressed with that. I'm not just that 5th, but I think that's his 2nd 5th of the year.
Yes.
And I'm impressed with his pace. We have been. I never thought this would happen. It's new team, new bike to everybody, and new circuits and everything else. I know Donington's not a new circuit to Tommy, but he's gone pretty well at circuits. He has had to learn.
They've gone on Facebook saying what a great thrill it was, the support they got from the crowd and representing the UK and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, good.
I really enjoyed it.
Really good, dead impressed with it. And actually, a guy called Mick Shanley, one of the top crew chiefs, is working with Tommy, and he said he's been really impressed with him. And he said I was ready not to be impressed. But he said I've been really impressed with him. Now, his work ethic, his efforts to understand the electronics, and he's not getting upset with anything. He's been really impressed with him. So, do you want to give him a ring? Should we see if we get him?
Okay.
We might as well, might we? Yeah, let's have a look. He might not answer. He might be on his farm. He'd be doing something, wouldn't he?
Faffing about. Incidentally, the Lowe's twins are now 4th and 5th in the championship.
Brilliant.
Hello, Wet.
Hi, Tommy. You're not on a tractor or got your hand up a sheep or something, have you?
No, hand up a sheep would be a bit weird, but I'm...
No, but you do that, you farmer types. That's what you do.
In lambing, maybe, but... I'm not supposed to swear. I'm actually on a golf course I just went into the bunker. So
right, listen. This will take 2 minutes. We're chatting about Donington, all aspects of it. Taz's crash, the fact that Bulliger got beaten first time all year. But we just wanted to say that we think you're punching a little bit above your weight. You're doing really well. It must have been a good meeting for you.
Yeah, no, it's been mega, to be honest. So thank you. Misano was a slight tough one. We had a tougher weekend there, so I was a little bit unsure going into Donington, but I also knew that knowing the track, it would just hopefully
help.
It would just as soon as I rolled out, I felt I know where I am, and now I kind of feel like I know how they feel because they know all the circuits like the back of their hand.
Yeah.
So we sort of hit the ground running, really. And it just made life easier. We minimal changes with the bike. The bike was pretty bang on all weekend. And literally, honestly, if I couldn't even tell you what we changed. It was that small. So team did a great job, to be truthful. And I think ultimately it was, it's kind of reflected in our results, I guess. Yeah. But it's weird because before, I think I had to do a chat show thing on the stage and Friday, and they were like, what's your realistic goals? Da, 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 da. And I think me and Taz had said, look, we're realistic. We're in World Superbikes. We've got to be sensible. And I can remember in the sprint race, I had a good race, obviously, Friday, 5th in that race. And I was in the sprint race and I thought, do you know what? Why not? Why not shoot for the star and why can't I podium it? Why can't I believe I can? Because let's say Aragon and Donington, you're 5th. You're so close. You're so close. And it's a big ask. Don't get me wrong, but if you don't believe it, you're never gonna achieve it. So I felt good in the sprint. The first 3 laps, I was biding me time and thought, right, let's get on. Let's start pushing on and let's start attacking. And we had a little issue with one of the tyre warmers in we struggled at Donington with the tyre spinning on the rim quite bad. In the first race and in the sprint race, the first race spun 180 and the vibration was horrific. And then in the sprint race, it spun 90 degrees and the vibration was manageable, but it just didn't allow me to push on. So then in the last race, I thought, right, now's the time to see what we can do. And again, felt good, but just shame, if I'm honest, with the mechanical. It was a shame, but the hard bit and the annoying bit is from the outside, people wouldn't know that was a brand spanking new bike for that weekend. So it's not like it's over mileaged. It's not like it's, we're skimping or whatever. That was a brand spanking new bike and everything. So yeah, a bit of a shame, if I'm honest, for the sort of mechanical.
We thought great meeting. What would it like? Right, you don't get that many opportunities now to ride in front of your own crowd. Good.
Do you know, weird, because you race all year in BSB and it's like, obviously it's your home crowd every round.
Weekend, yeah.
And then you go to Donington and it just felt special. And I've never had that. It even puts a smile on my face as I speak to you now. It's like a weird sensation that everyone was, so behind the Brits, not just me, but behind all the Brits, which was mega. And it just, a great feeling. Definitely now I genuinely can say it definitely does G you on. So yeah, great weekend, great experience all in all, and I think I'm proud of what we're doing in Worlds because of like you say, you guys know and everyone knows that it's not an easy task. So yeah, it's been a great experience up to now, and we just need to keep it going.
I had Mick Shanley on phone saying how well you were going and how hard you were trying to get your head around the electronics and working with the bike, and he's very impressed.
Yeah, no, do you know what? Mick's been a godsend. He's very calm, chilled, and great to work with and enjoyable to work with. The whole team's been phenomenal as well. So, yeah, honestly, I'm lucky, and I'm very lucky. I'm very fortunate of the team I'm in, because they're very much a small knit group. It's just everyone's trying their hardest, and that is purely to get the best result possible for me and for the team. So, yeah, mixed mega. The Ducati support we've got as well from the factory has been brilliant, if I'm honest, and that does make a difference. So the hard bit is trying to continue it, but looking forward to Magni Core and Cremona. Estoril is the only one I'm a little bit unsure of, but I think we should expect and can expect to finish the season on a good note.
Brilliant. Well, listen, well done, Donna. And last question: did you see anything from Snetterton a couple of weeks ago? Did you see the Kyle Ryde and Brad Ray incident?
I did.
What's your thoughts?
My thoughts, a bit left wing, shall I?
Well, that's why we ring you.
My thoughts are, and I'm going to be honest, and it might not be received that great. I think there was more behind it than the kind of, I'm sorry, I didn't see him. And as a rider, when you pass someone into that turn one at 170 mile an hour, you do know when you're taking someone's line away. Yes, it's racing, and that is the sport. And honestly, would I have done the same? Probably. Why not? We're not here to be mates, are we? I can see it from both angles. Carl's there to fight and win the race and fight for the championship, and Brad's obviously trying to do the same. So tough one to call. I just think it's tricky for Brad, because he's not got the speed, so he's always going to be a victim in a straight line within reason. And I think this knocking 250 RPM off the Ducati makes no odds. Honestly, it makes zero odds. So, yeah, they're going to have to, if they want to level it out a little bit, then perhaps think of something a bit more drastic. Look, like the fuel flow we have in Worlds.
Yeah,
it is really restricted. Like, yes, it wins every weekend. So I know people are listening and think, well, he's talking nonsense, but I don't think you'd want to see the result if we didn't have a fuel restriction, to be honest. Yeah. So, yeah, a bit of a tough one to call in it.
All right, Tom, listen, we'll get you back on your game of golf. How are you getting on? What's your round like? All right, good or bad?
Hole 1, 9, hole 2, 9. So at the minute, I'm just about average in my golf. It's a crap, basically.
Good luck getting out of that.
Hang on. And hey, listen, I've just been handed something here. Yeah. So the 2026 World Ducati Week Race of Champions, right? Which is a little bit of a weird one, because it's kind of a non-competitive but very competitive kind of thing when you get people like Bulliger and all the rest of them, Baldassare. And you had a fair competitive result in 6th there.
Do you know what? I can categorically say that I was on the limit, so I don't know about the rest, because if they won, then fair play to them. But I lost the front into turn 12, and if you don't know turn 12 at Misano, you're 150 mile an hour.
Yeah, that's got end of back straight.
Is it? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it definitely put the frighteners at me. But I was just happy to be the one to split the Italians. Honestly, I tried to hang on to Pecco, and it was tough. He was very strong. But to split the Italians, I say split them. I had 2, Frankie and Digi behind me. So I don't think that's any mean fees around a place like Misano that they're training at, weekly.
No. Well done, Tommy.
Brilliant.
I thought that was a fair result. Listen, get back to your golf, mate. Thank you.
Cheers, guys.
And good luck rest of the year. Cheers, mate.
Cheers, guys.
Bye-bye.
I haven't seen those results. There's something that's completely new to me that we've got.
I tell you what, when you get involved in something like that, they tell you, look, it's a display to the but flip. You can't tell top level riders that. No chance. It's always going to get flipping feisty.
So the people behind him included Morbidelli, Gian Antonio, someone called Taz McKenzie, Mark Marquez, PJ Jacobson, good Lord, Josh Waters, and DNFs for Pirro and Bautista. Oh, fascinating. And it was won by Bulliger, just to prove that he is the best around.
Yep.
Wow. Meanwhile, last weekend, Brands Hatch,
Yeah.
100th
100th year
of the
Of
original
racing at Brands Hatch.
cycling around the grassy
I knew you'd
kidney-shaped
know.
oval.
I knew you'd know.
And 30th anniversary of your great showdown with Mackenzie in the British Superbikes. And Brad Ray, beautiful. This is his very helmet, matching that beautiful Cadbury's Boost replica.
The team had liveried a bike in the exact right purple.
Yeah.
But instead of saying Boost, obviously purple's the Cadbury's part, but it said McCann's. So, but apart from that, it was exactly the same as in 1997. A little bit different to the year I rode in 96. It changed every single year, subtly.
Okay, yeah.
So it was a nod to the championship winning YZF 750 of Neil Mackenzie's from 97. Bike looked lovely. The team all wore Cadbury's Boost, McCann's purple kit. But also, Brad Ray had purple leathers and also a LS2 helmet that's done up as near as 1997 Neil Mackenzie colours. So the whole thing worked really well. There was a little bit of a Yamaha thing going on down there. Anyway, they had like it was supposed to be the idea was it was a past Masters and Legends couple of laps parade.
Including your good self.
Yeah, so it's me on my, and it is the bike. It's the original Fast Orange bike from 93, championship winning bike.
I hope you behaved yourself.
Yeah. Well, I couldn't do much after getting into my 1993 genuine 93 leathers. I got them on. We needed some butter and some pliers.
Some surgery to get you out.
And then, so I couldn't do much damage once I got them on.
Yeah.
Neil Mackenzie was on Taz Mackenzie's 21 winning R1. Tom Hill's on his old, I don't know which bike, but
it was the number 8. It was the Rob McElnay Yamaha.
I think it was Rob Mack R1. Brad Ray's on an older R1. And who else was there? Harry Truelove. So the idea was we all go out and do 2 laps behind a safety car. I mean, safety car, maximum 80 or 90 mile an hour, right? So compared to race speeds, nothing. But still, going on. But we also had 100 or over 100 Yamaha competition winners, stroke good customers, following us round. So we went off from the start and finish, down Paddock Hill, up to Druids. Everything's going well. The lights are on the car. We're waving. There's Tommy Hill and Neil Mackenzie and Brad Ray and a lot of people. And then we got on to say to you, well, Neil Mackenzie at the front really rolled off and he's going, slow down. Because what he wanted to do, we'll let the car get a couple hundred metres in front and then go onto that back straight with a little bit of a flipping flourish, So he did, and we all did. So he's going out of Surtees onto that long straight when it dips down.
Yeah, Pilgrim's Drop.
The safety car's already sort of turning into Hawthorns. And Mackenzie's bike, well, I thought it had blown up because there was just enough smoke to fill the whole of southern England, right? And oil and coolant, but it was still running. It hadn't stopped. So it's obviously a hose clip or a hose or an oil weight of some type that's broken. And he didn't know. He's still waving at the crowd, doing about 70 or 80. And I start thinking, I'm initially shocked because I haven't seen anything like that since I raced.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, that was terrible. I don't know. And then I thought, poor old Trout's going to get to Hawthorns, and the wheel was completely covered. So I had to sort of get to right to one side and get level with him. And he thought I'm waving. He's going, no. And as soon as he looked back, he went, ooh. So that was that. That was a bit of a washout. But overall,
everybody got past safely.
Yeah, everybody got to one side. We then caught the safety car up, but then obviously safety car's in contact with race control, and instead of doing a full second lap round the full circuit, we did a second lap round we stayed to the end. So it kind of worked. Yeah, it worked all right. You
also had a few other relatively elderly notables like Troy Bayliss and James Toslin, great arch rivals from 20 years ago.
Both there, privileged to talk to them on the grid, both in really good form. Obviously, Troy's over here, amongst other things, to support his lad Ollie, who we'll talk about in a bit. JT was there, milling around in pit lane, meeting people. So good meeting.
And to top it all off, Kyle Ryde set the fastest lap ever around Brands Hatch in free practice, straight off.
The lap record, people get confused now. The lap record, official lap record, has to be set in a race and always has had.
Yes.
So in the old days, you used to get massive differences. The fastest lap ever in practice would usually be with qualifying tyres. It might be a second and a half quicker than the lap record.
Yeah.
So it was always the lap record had to count in a race, which it still does within the rules. So the lap record was a 24.466, but Shakey'd done a 24, basically flat 06 something, and that stood since 2017, so nearly 10 years, 9 years.
Yeah.
But that would have been, they didn't have qualifying tyres, but it would have been with a softer tyre.
Yeah.
So possibly slightly more grip over less laps. But still an impressive time from Shakey to last, with the bike development and everything going on.
Yes.
That long, 9 years. And that was finally broken by Kyle Ryde doing a sub 24, so 23.9 flat just about. So, incredible time. But the times in Superbike across the weekend were amazing. There were people there going quicker on the same bike. Virtually everyone went quicker on the same bike as they had last year and got less for it, if you understand.
Yes.
Because the pace at the front was so...
Yeah.
So
the racing, you enjoyed the racing. The
racing were good. There wasn't... The Supersport was unbelievably good racing.
Off the scale.
Just unbelievably good. Just a good couple of races. The last one being better than the other. Stock was really good. Superbike, not a lot in it in terms of a lot of cutthroat sort of passing, but it was still a good race. Lots of interest. I really enjoyed commentating on it. A little bit of a sort of fencing match between Scott Redding and Kyle.
Also, Max Cook was pretty
really
impressive for 3/4 of the races, wasn't he? He was right there with the front men.
I've asked him why. I rang him on my way home and said what happened, and he said basically the tyre went off steadily but gradually and kept going, and by the end he didn't really feel he had that much grip. He said it did wear the tyre out, which is going to be a bit of an issue because I think that promoter is going to be brilliant at Thruxton, but it's hard on tyres there.
Yeah.
So he's going to manage his tyres really well. Overall, he got 3 podiums. Really impressed with him. He's doing exactly what we thought he could a couple of years ago. But the only person who didn't believe he could get this good is him himself.
Yeah.
So really impressed with Max and the team. Joe Talbot went quicker than Max Cook ever had around there before they got there this time. So that was good for him as a rookie. So the team had a really good weekend, although Joe did drop off it a couple of times. Other people worth a mention, Ryan Vickers.
So close to a podium, wasn't he?
But just, from what I can see, punching above the bike's weight at the minute. Nobody wants to see anybody struggling. We love to see Honda running right at the front. At the minute, they don't seem to have the material to do it, but he's making it look like they nearly have. He's he's riding it really hard. Nothing to be ashamed of there. And actually, he's quite enjoying it. He's quite enjoying... going over and above.
Tenacious little
terrier,
yeah,
he's tenacious. Haslam had a good solid weekend.
He did, yeah.
Good
almost
solid
on the
weekend.
Quiet, really.
Yeah, he just plugged away in that 3rd, 4th, 5th position, and so he did all right. Brad Ray, they kept making big.
What was that? Was really that 3rd race, especially, was quite really disappointing.
Because he'd made a change to the bike that worked early on. Then when the tyre dropped a little bit, they really struggled with it. And if he's struggling, anybody's going to struggle because he can ride. But at times, he was going, consistently 3 and 4 tenths quicker than he ever has done around that place.
Yeah.
And not seeming to get a lot for it because the paces, I don't think Brad's got anything to be ashamed of. And I think career-wise, we know what he's doing and we know how hard he's riding, right? And so career-wise, nobody's going to ever say that he ain't doing anything other than a really good job on that bike.
He'd broken Shakey's long-standing lap record at Snetterton, hadn't he, the round before?
Yep.
That's impressive.
So he's riding really, really well. I do think they're going to go to circuits that maybe, I think Thruxton might be one of the ones that suits the Yamaha really quite well.
Yeah.
So I think they'll be looking forward to going there. But certainly for Brad, nothing to be ashamed of. They're just up against it this year. That's how it goes sometimes.
Idden's always good at
Christian Idden.
Brands Hatch.
He had one really good result and the rest of them were fairly solid. He had a breakdown in the last one that was just a hose clip coming out, like a Jubilee clip broke. But he had a fairly positive meeting. Again, he's going quicker than most other people have ever done on Yamaha. So the bar's just been raised a little bit with these new Ducatis. So, but overall, I thought Superbike class was a...
So talking of new Ducatis, it does look like Kyle and Scott are going to be the main men towards the season end.
I think they've got the bikes to do it. They're riding really, really well. Weirdly enough, when you speak to them in the paddock, they seem very different characters. However, on a bike, they're quite similar. They've got really analytical and racing type brains. They can suss each other out really quick. They've always got a plan. They're really on top of the setup, know what they can do and what they can't do. And I think it's going to be quite an intriguing...
I was quite impressed, couch potato like me, for goodness sake, but with Kyle had really cooked himself, it seemed, in the sprint, winning the sprint race. And he said he'd put a lot of effort in and his right arm was leathered and he was going to get plenty of work on it before he went out for the third. So he wasn't expecting to be competitive in the third race, but he stuck right in there behind Scott.
Yeah, so good. He said he got dragged on a little bit and he had a brake issue. The lever was coming back a bit too fast. Quite critical because you don't brake with all your fingers. So there's a point at which if the brake lever isn't biting in exactly the right place, you end up, you only got like a 10 mil sort of window at the end of the lever before it starts trapping your fingers.
Yes.
So he said that kept coming in. So he's having to brake in a bit of a different way to what, and that upset him a little bit, or upset his rhythm, because there's a couple of places at Brands where if you don't have the brakes, you're in a load of trouble. Even if it doesn't work the first time you have to pump it.
Yeah.
So he had a little bit of a brake issue, not a massive one, and that sort of that hindered him a little bit. So he was disappointed. He said other than that, he thought he would have had a little bit of something for Scott at the end. But, there's been times when Scott has said exactly the same. The red flag came out in the first race of the weekend where Scott thought he had a little bit of something
really peeved
to play with. Yeah. So, 6 and 2.
Tell you had major brake issues. Eugene McManus, that was some crash with Rhys Irwin.
Yeah. They came together. I don't think it's anybody's fault. I don't think Rhys and the lever hit the back of Rhys, and somehow that meant that the throttle got tweaked on momentarily. That then sent the bike on at a point when he went for the brake, and I think his arm came off the bar, which is is easy done when you're going that fast. There's a lot of force going, 150 mile an hour worth of wind. Ripped his arm back, and he was lucky to be able to get. He did the right thing. He got off it as quick as he could.
He got off very quickly.
And he's all right. I mean, he's not all right. He's knocked about, some shoulder damage, but he's basically in one piece. I mean, he's obviously pretty tough. So a lot to talk about, but not tons and tons of passes, but still interesting race for me, yeah. And a good crowding.
Whereas Supersport, thanks to the aforementioned Ollie Bayliss, was violently entertaining. Yeah. It was great.
Just brilliant. Yeah.
How that boy hung on around the outside of Paddock Hill, up Halewoods Hill.
Still on the outside at Druid.
Still on the outside.
Well, he obviously used the saying, if you stay on the outside, suddenly...
it'll eventually become the inside.
That will be an inside line, yeah.
And some of his, plunging downhill into Graham Hill Bend and pulling passes like that. One
thing I've noticed is really... he rides good in every aspect, but he's particularly good with the front end feel.
Yes.
I remember seeing him at Knockhill in race 2. He's going off turn 1 and turn 2. It's almost like, the bit of track. It's a chicane built into a steep height.
Yeah.
A steep hillside. And I've never seen anybody change direction so forcefully that the bike wheelies in between as the suspension comes up halfway down the hill. And then the problem with that is it has to land again and then push the tyre onto the floor again. So it's real easy to do that. So lots of front end feel. We're not just going to talk about Ollie because other people kept him honest.
Yes.
The impressive thing about him is that's the first time he's raced at Brands.
Yeah.
However, other people, like I said, went with him. Really impressed with. They all sort of raise the game a little bit when it's a race that tight. Jack Kennedy and even Harry True have had a good run in and looked really competitive. Ben Curry, Luke Stapleford, they had good meetings. Even Dean Harrison was saying the same
right
lap times off the back of him in 4th and 5th.
Yeah.
So it was cracking racing, really good racing.
Very entertaining. Stock Thou, incidentally, at Brands Hatch.
Good.
I was really enjoying that race, but I had to take a toilet break partway through. And when I came back, I thought, hang on, Josh Owens was up there with him, but he's disappeared. And apparently, he had a massive high side coming through clearways.
Textbook. Absolute textbook. If you could show somebody an example of a big, fast high side, he pulled that off perfect. I'm not taking a mick, by the way. I'm a good mate. Josh's, and I rang him on the way home, and he's all right. And he's, I don't know what he's made of, but it's
the same material as Norrie Harger.
It is solid
long ago
stuff.
Suffered that.
Well, the stock race is always good. Right? I love the stock class. They've got a load of power, nearly as much as Superbikes. They're on really treaded tyres.
Yeah,
it's just such a good class. For me, the BMWs have just got a little bit of a drop on the more numerous Hondas. Luke Moss is really riding well, in my opinion, possibly as well as he ever has in any class. He's got a load of seconds. He's finished second to David Allingham. Taking nothing away from David Allingham. He's riding really well because no matter what bike you're on, you've got to still ride it. So David's having the best season he's having. He won both. Mossy ran him close. Josh was having a really good meeting, which I'm glad to see Josh Owens getting back up to something like the pace we know he's capable of. But that eyesight, man, Jack, you should have stayed and not gone to the toilet for it because it's gone. And this will be 4th gear, and it's where the track drops. So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But as you're just running out to then cut back in at clearways, it's gone like that, and then it's flicked and he's let go, and it's fired him looked like a frog. But on the outside of him, before it happened, is Billy McConnell. First time out on a brand new BM, right?
Yeah.
And he nearly got caught up in it. So Owens has gone over the front. The bike's slid and then is doing this. Josh Owens has gone off that side. Billy McConnell had all sorts of flipping moves to pull to miss him because the last thing you want is fall down yourself, but you don't want anybody like that. Remember Craig Jones?
Yes.
Right? Could have been a similar situation. So Billy McConnell has used all his experience and natural flipping guile to sort of somehow miss the whole lot and not even lose that much time.
As the grandson of a speedway and son of a speedway rider. Yeah.
But it's really weird. When it happens, and it happens to everybody who races at some point, there's somebody crashes in front of you, there's some accident in front of you, and it's, yes, you have to make some decisions, but they're instant. You don't think about it, it just happens. And you don't know whether it's going to be a good decision until it's gone wrong.
So where did Billy Mack go then?
But he just managed to miss everything and sort of go through. So he did really well. And I'm dead pleased for him because he struggled a little bit in Supersport class, filling in. And now it looks like going forward, he's going to be very competitive in that. And let's be honest, the British Championship wouldn't be the same without Billy McConnell, would it?
He's been around in it since the Yamaha R6
and
Cup days.
Funny and likeable, he's a good bloke, he's Billy. And irrepressible.
Yes.
Well, that nearly didn't end well. It was a lucky sort of outcome for Josh and for Billy. But Josh is all right. I rang him on the way back and he's knocked about.
He'd feel it the next day, probably.
Yeah, but he's not got anything major wrong with him yet. I think he drove home, so.
Does he have to go to work? He must have to go to work.
I'm assuming he works.
Does he still live up Liverpool?
Yeah, he's still Northwest. He's still Liverpool, yeah. He calls you lad the whole time. The Scousers do a little bit.
How are you doing, lad?
He calls me lad. I send him a text, how are you doing? All right, lad, thanks for asking. And I'm thinking, hang on a minute, I'm twice his age.
That's why there was a band called the Lars. Remember, they were
Lars,
there.
yeah, Lars. Yeah, good band. There she goes.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, so all in all, really good BSB meeting at Brands. Really enjoyed it.
Just a quick hark back to the Suzuka 8 Hours. Jonathan Ray putting in a sterling performance yet again in very iffy weather.
Yeah.
That was, it was a proper explosive rain-soaked race.
Yeah, a lot of rain. Do you know what, Jack? I've done that race a couple of times and once it rained, not for the whole 8 hours, but when it rains there, I think it's like a time of year thing, you know.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know, they call it monsoon there, but it's like a tropical climate. God, when it rains there, we think we're flipping, you get a flash flood if it spits here, don't you?
Yeah.
But, that's rain. That's proper. So really, I'm really impressed with him, actually. A, that he still wants to do it. B, he's still got a bit of fire in his belly to push on a little bit. Donington as well.
He got a 10th place in the sprint race at Donington.
Good effort, lad. Yeah, good effort.
Yeah. The Goodward Festival of Speed, with which you have less than fond memories in some cases. But
good memories and bad.
Good. Yes. Our friend McGuinness.
But the main theme this year was they do these legends things where it might be an old car race or old bike race. They done Foggy and they done other people, and they decided that it was going to be a nod to our old mate John McGuinness, who apparently, and he's admitted it because I've asked him. By the way, he was down in the Stock Tower race and had like I think a 13th and a 14th.
Yes.
Like proper results in a competitive class. So, and I was told he got quite emotional, right? But basically, we're crying his eyes out when they presented him from the top of the house there. And I said to him, "I've heard you were crying." He goes, "Oh man, like a baby." John's one of them. When you first, you know John really well. Yeah. He's quite an hard, edge, northern, working class kind of bloke, but he's quite soft.
Yeah,
he's quite a softie, and I think he would just like when he got his MB. It's the fact that what you've done's been. He didn't do it to get an MB or a trip onto the roof of Goodward House, but it's nice when you get recognised for whatever your sort of discipline is. So he really enjoyed it. Yeah,
and there was a good cross-section of his bikes there, wasn't there, on display?
Well, he's still got most of them.
Yeah,
mostly
exactly.
He took a van load down. He's been really canny at doing deals where if I win the senior, I get the bike. And before the season starts, your team's if you win a championship, we'll give you your bike. It's only when you're nearly going to win it, last 2 rounds, we're going to give him this bike. So he's been really good at keeping hold of some of his old genuine sort of race bikes. So
good lad.
Weirdly enough, I spoke to him yesterday on a completely different subject, and there was a lot of noise in the background. I said, "Christ, where are you, John?" He goes, "World Darts Championship at the ballroom at Blackpool." Tower Ballroom. I think he said that. Anyway, it's in Blackpool, and it's a World Darts round, and you know what, everybody's flipping.
There's a lot of noise going on.
He said, "It's a good night out, So, one week Goodwood, next week Blackers. Nothing wrong, Blackpool."
So next up, folks, is Preza Q&A.
Oh, I like this.
Best bit.
Here's one of the best bits for me, because I can make stuff up.
Preza Q&A, powered by LS2 helmets.
Right, you man. First question in our Preza Q&A is from Mark Elvidge, a YouTube member. Thank you very much, Mark. Hi, Jack and James and Sprouticus.
Yes.
Love the podcast. A question for James, if I can. Now, it's a long one, James. This will take a while to go through. How did you find the Japanese companies to work with, and what was the development process like? It seems that historically, or in many cases, the Japanese create a bike or engine, then it needs to be developed by riders, brackets Europeans, to get it to work as it should. After listening to Dougie talk about Honda, the John Shirt Mick Andrews project came to mind, where it took Europeans to make the Yamaha world class. Did any companies ask you at the beginning of a development cycle to help with input on what you wanted, or more importantly, did not want, or were you just given finished bikes and then in-season development was needed? I work with Japanese companies, not bikes, in Europe, and in my experience, they don't always ask the right people during development. They don't always talk to the right people during development, which is okay if they get it right, but awful if they get it wrong. Was this, and is this still the case in your experience?
Right, so first part of the answer is I never got involved at the sort of ground level, really. By the time I got involved, I did quite a lot of development, riding both for road bikes and obviously for race bikes. You're developing a race bike the whole time. So as soon as you get it, a race bike, especially when you're riding for a factory team, will start evolving away from what the original bike was like.
Yeah.
It's like Trigger's brush. It's weird how people buy an old race bike from, it's a genuine, whoever it is, it's a genuine Mick Doohan bike. Well, Mick Doohan's bike would have been different. It would have had different engines in it. Would, you know?
Yeah.
So you develop a race bike the whole time. The biggest problem with the Japanese when I got him, and I've honestly only ridden for one full-on factory Japanese run team, which was Suzuki in 87, 88 in World Superbike with the S-Rad. And the problem with it is...
That would be 97, 98.
97, 98, yeah. So, and the problem is that you'll go testing for 3 days at Charles or Phillip Island or whatever. They'll bring that many spares that they must work through. You know half of them aren't going to work because of the development you've done before and the direction you've gone in.
Yes.
But you've got to go through the whole process. So it takes quite a long time to weed out what you need, if you like.
Yeah.
The more interesting thing I got asked to do, and I think quite a lot of racers get asked to do this even now, when the Japanese companies, in my case it was Yamaha or Suzuki, have got a road bike that's nearly finished. In fact, he's finished. They do what's called pre-production testing. So before they get the production lines firing these bikes out at, whatever, 500 a day, whatever they can produce.
Yeah.
And get them on the market, then you go to make sure there's nothing they've forgotten in real world kind of conditions. So that can take the form of either shipping them to Europe, shipping a couple of pre-production bikes to Europe and letting you buzz off on them, or they tell you where they want it testing at altitude, or they had problems, Suzuki had problems once where the carburetor GSXR 1100 that came out in late 80s, I was only quite young, got carburetor icing when you brought them into certain climates. So stuff like that, you need to make sure you're not going to sell them and then the thing won't work in Finland or hot temperatures in America. So I did plenty of that, but also they got you testing at their test tracks. All the Japanese have test tracks. And Suzuki have one called Ruyo, which it has a racetrack, which is quite nice, but then it has every conceivable road surface. So they've got a section of cobbles, they've got 200-metre section of the slippiest tarmac you can ever imagine that's been polished. They've got water sprinklers so they can get it wet. Yeah. They've got bumps. It's just unreal. And it's really good fun. Really, really good fun. So I quite enjoyed it. But no, I've never answered the question. I've never been in at the ground level like Dougie would have been. I think Dougie was in with the Honda at a point when if he'd have said, I don't like that engine, they'd have just made a new one for him and designed, because he was... Yeah,
he said the first four-stroke ones were hideous.
Yeah. So that's really interesting stuff, that. But the little bit of test riding I've done, I've really enjoyed it.
Well, thanks, Mark, bracket Melv45. Thank you very much, Mark. Next question is from Mervyn Duffin, another YouTube member. Hello, gentlemen. Thank you for all the work you put into these podcasts. Well, I think it's safe to say that other people put the work in, really,
we put some.
James? I wanted to thank James personally while he was at the back of the garages at Snetterton on the Friday, but there were so many people wanting a word, mostly far more important than me, riders, mechanics, etc. Christian Idden, who I would have loved to have spoken to, but again, I felt a little nervous, although I did pluck up the courage to speak to Lee Johnston, who was brilliant and popular, as we'd expect. Sorry, I will get to the question. Number one, could I ask James what he thought about the coming together between Kyle and Brad? To me, it seemed a little harsh as Kyle was past Brad and it was just a racing incident.
What I would say is that most people, including myself, has only ever had one angle of shot of that, which is that head-on shot. So it's difficult to see how far past Brad Kyle was. He certainly didn't cut across, and it was more of a jink to get track position, to get a slightly better line into Rich's first corner. The shot I saw, I thought it was no more than a racing incident. At that, I think the penalty was fairly harsh, but Shane Byrne went up to the office to talk to Iggsy about it, and they've got several different shots of it that show a little bit more about it. What I would say is that they are both, Brad and Kyle, are the nicest, most respectful, and safest riders on the track. So whatever happened, it wasn't malicious. It wasn't championship generated. It was just, for me, a racing incident that wasn't intended by anybody. And if it wasn't intended, you know, you would have to say that, I know that people are penalised for being a dickhead and doing something rash that they didn't intend to go wrong, that it did. I get that. But those two, did they need a penalty administration? No, for me, probably not. I'm sure Brad would disagree with that. He was sat on the bike, I wasn't. I thought it was harsh. The sad part is, they're not as close to mates anymore, which is, I know people say, there's a bit of needle now. I don't like needling bike racing.
No, I don't.
It's a little bit.
I don't.
It's
feel
dangerous
it's
enough anyway, right?
Yeah.
You don't need.
Yeah.
You don't need
I agree.
to poke each other. It's so whatever happened, it was unfortunate.
Question 2. Could you give me some idea as to when the lads who race get to be financially secure? I am guessing most of the Superbike boys are. Although only while in a contract, I presume. In a perfect world, they would all be wealthy, as they are all super talented superstars.
Right. Well, I mean,
how
big question.
It is, because how well off are the lads? In fact,
It's all different.
Yeah.
The weird thing is so if you take a BSB grid, right?
Yeah.
Riders at the front are making reasonable money. I don't mean millions that you can do 2 seasons and retire.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're making a reasonable wage within that time, especially if you're winning a few. Kyle will be getting decent bonus, as will Brad, and as will Scott Redding. But 2 rows back, there will be people who are paying rather a lot of money a season to be there.
To be there at all.
So it's one of them. I know that when people walk into a BSB meeting, Snetterton, Cadwell, and they've got all those big, huge motorhomes that are sort of 250 grand a piece parked up right front of house, that I've got mates who I would call sort of punter type mates who say, oh yeah, they think they're all earning fortunes, right? Well, some of them are rented weekend by weekend. I remember James Ellison, he had one of these motorhomes that were 300,000 quid worth, but he didn't have an house. He lived in it when he went back to his mum and dad's house. So it's there's a little bit of smoke and mirrors there, but I think the people right at the front of BSB, especially that class, will be making decent money. Less so in Supersport, but the front runners will be making a wage. Less so in Superstock, but the front runners will be probably making enough to survive on. Certainly at BSB level, you're not going to have enough to just pack in and retire at any point. Well, it depends how much you want to spend when you pack in, right?
Yes.
If you want to do a Troy Corsa, you need to pay good money, I would say.
Okay, let's move on. Another YouTube member, Lisa Shepherd, says, many thanks, gents, for a great podcast. Thanks, love. Where did head of security / executive rodent control get his name from?
Sprout. Well, he got his name from, since I got divorced from Andrea, we always had a dog when me and Anna were together.
Yeah. Since
we got divorced, I didn't feel my lifestyle was such that I could have a dog. I'd always wanted one because I'm away weekends. But then I got chatting with Ruby, and she goes, "You need a dog," because by then I was actually living on my own.
Yes.
And she'd actually said, "Get this right." Because I'd been out with other people after I'd had long-term relationships after I got divorced from Andrea, right? So, but I'm on my own. I said to about a year into living on my own and learning how to cook and do me washing and that. Well, I thought I had.
And you are extremely meticulous, I have to say.
Well, Ruby said to me, we were driving along, going for a coffee in the van, right? I goes, you know what? I'm getting used to this flipping single lifestyle. I can do what I want. I can work in my workshop. She goes, yeah, be careful. Bear in mind, she was only about, I don't know, 19 or 18 at the time. She goes, yeah. Be careful, though, Dad. It's a fine line between cool bachelor and weird loner. What?
I wonder where she got that from.
She says, you've got to be careful around the weird kind of loner route. She says, what you need is a dog. And what I know now is she was working up at John Whittaker's yard. You know, he's quite a famous show jumper, very famous show jumper. And she was working up at his yard, and their 2 yard dogs, Jack and Tina, Jack Russells, had a litter. And I said, do you know, I can't have a dog with my lifestyle. She says, well, I can have your dog when you're away, and mum, like her mum, my ex, Andrew will have the dog, and you know, your mum will have the dog. So I thought, you know what? Yeah, and I asked them, they said yeah. So Ruby says, well, there's only one left, and that's him. And because he came,
he was the last one.
Yeah,
he was the last one.
I got him Christmas Eve, right? And I was entertaining the family that year, and I just bought a massive bag of Brussels sprouts. So him being a Jack Russell and just became Sprout. So that was
brilliant. I never knew that.
He never stayed Sprout for that long, because when I took him to the vet to get his inoculations, because the farmers hadn't done it, the woman they were really pretentious vet. I won't mention the name. They're really pretentious. Vets are a bit, right? They're flipping emotional blackmail, all that. Not that bitter. Went down to get his jabs, right? Woman on reception says, name? I went, James. She goes, no, the dog. I went, Sprout. And she's right there. And I wanted to make her life a bit hard because she'd had a bit of a go at me, right? I said, no, it's actually Sprouticus. I made it up as I went along, right? And then she's writing, she's looking at me like she knows I'm lying. Put Sprouticus, and I put Captain Sprouticus. she put CPT at the beginning. So that's why it became Sprouticus. Just because I was taking a mick out of a vet.
Sounds like my dad registering my birth, having spelled all the names out for the Dib clerk who was writing it. And when you go, what's the boy going to be called? Jack, Jack. That's it. Another question for Mr. Whitton from Lisa. Out of all the circuits you have track days at, which is the one you most enjoy bringing people around?
I get a lot of pleasure from, especially when I look after the steadier group mostly now. Not because I can't keep up with the fast group. I can just about keep up, all it's hard sometimes. The steady group is, a lot of them are so nervous and inexperienced at being on track. A lot of them, you might have a group of 10, well, 5 of them might not ever been on track before. They're on the road bike generally. And they go away with a bigger smile on their face because they've actually got to grips with it. They've learned a little bit. And so I love looking after the steady group. And so if you've got a load of novices, I like taking them round Mallory because it's dead easy to remember. It's really easy. There's no issue with getting confused running off the track because they didn't think they were at that corner. So Mallory's really, really good because in plan form, it's 4 corners, right? You've been there. So Mallory's good for the real novices. But the people who are doing a few track days and take the leap of going to Cadwell full circuit, it's honestly, it's an eye-opener. It's so complex, off-camber, blind corners, fast corners, slow corners. And to keep them safe for the day and then get them going around the complex track and have them going home, having not made a mistake and been clean and learnt a bit, that's probably the Cadwell. But it's the one that'll catch them out.
Yes.
Which is why I kind of like, teaching them to go around there.
Yeah, nice one. Simon Green. Hi, guys, and Legend Sprout. Fabulous podcast. Thank you very much. I've just read the excellent Win, Lose or Die by Stuart Barker. My question to James is, that swimming pool in Macau, was that you? I've never read this.
That's
book.
The book from Stuart Barker. He's ex-MCN. He did Simo's book. He's done a really good Joey Dunlop book. Really good writer. So, hi, Stuart. That's like a free plug because I like what he does. First time we ever went to Macau. Macau, it's a bit different now. Then it was a real holiday race. You went to Macau, circuit was dangerous, you did your racing, but you stopped on a week or two. You either went to Thailand, some people stopped in Hong Kong for a week. It was a good opportunity for a reasonably free, it was a holiday that somebody were paying for your flights and half your accommodation. So a lot of us went. My first year was me, my mechanic Butch, Ian Simpson, Ian Simpson's dad Bill, a couple of other lower end, this was in the late 80s, British riders, and it's a great holiday. Well, in Macau, we were stopping at the Hyatt Hotel, and we'd rented a mini moke, if you remember what they are.
Yes.
And we got drunk one night. This is after the racing has gone on. And we ended up at about 2 a.m, breaking into the swimming pool part of the hotel and causing a bit of a nonsense. And it allegedly, somebody pooed in the swimming pool, and then I don't know whether it happened or not. We're very drunk. I think that's the incident he was talking about. So the answer is...
You weren't personally responsible for the poo?
No.
No.
Whether the poop existed or not, I've no idea. There was some investigations and recriminations from the hotel staff who did society. It was us who pushed the gate open, or the door open to the swimming pool area, and some cleaning up process going on. But anyway, it did happen. Yeah, it did happen. So the worst one was somebody decided that there was a big concrete roofed, big strong, sun tall, as tall as this hangar, 25 foot tall, sun sort of screen around one side of the pool. But it was probably 10 feet back from the edge of the pool, and it was sloping uphill. Well, one of the idiots, it was a mechanic of Foggies at the time called Slick, Anthony Bass. He said you can run up that and you can dive into pool. But if you got it wrong, you'd end up on solid edge of pool.
Oh, yeah.
And in the end, we all ended up having one of them blokes things where once one person's done it, right, you've all got to go. So and somebody's got pictures and it's scary. Yeah, really. Nobody got killed, but it definitely could have happened.
Close.
It's definitely scarier than racing around the cap.
So Simon Green from Gateshead, I hope that's answered your question and you got the answer you wanted. Andy Platt. Andy asks, do you remember coming off at... Oh, well, I remember this, of course, because I was commentating at the time. Yeah. Do you remember coming off at Brands and hitting the pit wall some years ago? What year was that?
2002.
2002. Oh, was it? Was it the last year? I was the marshal who got to you first. Very nervous approaching because I knew it was you and you weren't moving. Had to pause to get across the track, which was fairly scary. Got to you lying there with your arm facing the wrong way. I got down and told you not to move, and you said, chilled as you like, just me arm, mate, just me arm, elbow's fucked.
It was indeed.
Looking forward to flying into Huddersfield International one day soon. It must have been your good arm that you used to wave to us just before you went into the ambulance.
Done. My elbow was... I thought it was a bit of a mess, which is why we're sort of flagging it up. Wasn't that bad. It was dislocated was the main thing. And it's sort of, you know, when you've got a limb.
But dislocations are bloody
it was But I was all right, essentially. I wasn't that badly injured. I remember him running across them. I can't remember that much. I had a bit of a whack on the head.
Yes.
But anyway, you're quite welcome to fly into Huddersfield International in whatever you're flying. And thanks for your service and your assistance in a time I needed it.
Nice one. Thanks, Andy. Ryan Whitehall. Hi, guys. Massive fan of the podcast.
Yeah, he races. He's
we're coming on to that, yeah. You two have been the voices of motorcycle racing since I have been involved. And at the TT, I achieved half of my dream by being commentated on by you guys. And that wasn't actually me, Ryan, I have to say, because I've never done the TT. It's after a slightly aggressive entrance into Parliament Square during the first Supersport race. You don't really want to be doing that, was James's reaction.
I'll stand by it.
My question is this. Oh, would Mr. Burnicle be kind enough to read out Ryan Whitehall wins the senior TT? And Ryan Whitehall wins the senior TT. So I can complete the dream. Also, a second question, if allowed. What is James's favourite story involving Mr. Butch Cartwright? He's a great bloke and alongside Richard Holsworth has been very supportive in my road racing endeavours. Yeah. Kind regards, Ryan Whitehall.
Yeah, Butch Cartwright, Rob Cartwright, ex-racer, raced for some local clubs. He's called Butch, not because he was any physical thing. His dad was a butcher in the town. So he was called Butch Cartwright. He raced a bit, retired from racing, I was just getting a little bit better at racing at that point. I needed a mechanic. He became a mechanic. First person I actually paid to be a mechanic, because normally it's just a mate of yours. And then when I got a job with Mick Grant on Suzuki's, he sort of became a factory man. He ended up working for Padgett's on 500s with John Reynolds. He worked factory Suzuki's. He made a career out of it. Worked for Honda. For Honda Racing. Good mechanic. Best story. We had a 7.5 ton truck, living in the front, bikes in the back. But this thing was a Mercedes 814. Never forget it. It went like... Butch had realised, you're a clever lad with Butch, they were limited to 56 mile an hour, but only the removal of a fuse from the fuse box. It did like 80 mile an hour. This thing's a weapon. So I drove it a bit. Thing's fast. So we've been racing at Donington BSB. We're testing the next day, right, from dinner time onwards at Thruxton, because that was the next BSB round. Mick Grant, team manager, done a really good job of getting us a sneaky afternoon testing at Thruxton. So we packed the van, off we went. Me and my girlfriend's in the motorhome. We'll see Butch at Thruxton. But we went early, right, to get an early night. Him and a bloke called Neil, this mechanic, like a gopher. They've had to load. They didn't even set off till 10:30 at night. Then they've got to get set up when they get there. So it's going to be a long night for them. They're going down the M1, right? And they didn't. Neither of them know what happened, because Butch has gone asleep and flat out like that. And Neil says, all I remember is a massive bang, right? He opened his eyes and he said it was like I was sat in somebody's kitchen, basically. He said there were some curtains blowing about, right? And some utensils just falling off a worktop, right? And they'd hit the back of a motorhome, an homemade one, one of these you make out of a bread van. They'd hit this thing, but the front wheels of the wagon, it hit that hard. It was just in, they weren't even, they couldn't steer because the thing's in the back of the truck. And they couldn't even see where they were going. So obviously Butcher's woke up and taken his foot off the accelerator, and the whole thing's wobbled. And Neil said he felt it go onto a bit of a thing, and it stopped at that angle. So he'd gone onto the grass. So they couldn't even get out. They had to sort of bash their way out because the doors were inside this motorhome. And when they looked back, they said there were plates and saucers and pairs of pants and curtains and shit, like an aeroplane crash. But it wasn't even funny. This poor bloke was going on his holidays, right? And he sat in the front with a broken collarbone. He'd been hit, the bulkheads hit him that hard, he's broke his collarbone.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought, that is, everybody got away with it. Guys got a broken collarbone and the bikes weren't damaged, but could have been.
Was the van drivable?
No, I think it got towed and ended up at Thruxton and got fixed there. There wasn't that much damage to it was almost drivable, the wagon, yeah. The homemade motorhome was history. Yeah, poor fella.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Yeah. I often wonder what happened to the fella.
Do you remember when I hit a roundabout when I was driving with Suzuki Swift down to late at night down to Thruxton? Had to get rescued. Had to sleep in it for about 4 hours before the green flag got someone to me. And the initial reaction was, oh, well, if you've crashed it, no, we aren't really there to pick you up if you've crashed it. But fortunately, thankfully, they got me down to Thruxton and it was fixed up the next day. Well, sort of fixed up the next day.
Yeah,
it's still the one that's parked outside here.
Oh, is that
so it's done well. Yeah. 140,000 on it. It's done well. And the final question from Gordon Parkin. Good evening, Jim and Jack. Jim, the only person who ever used to call James Jim thought that he was a really best mate of his. So, but I'll forgive you for that, Gordon. Good evening, James and Jack. No, let's start again. Let's leave that.
No, I like this. I like that. I thought that. Get going, keep going. It was pretty good. That. You can't even think about him. Never mind mention him. You can't even think about him. The bile.
Dear me.
Go on. Come on, Gordon. What's the question?
Final question from Gordon Parking. Good evening, Jim and Jack. My question for you guys is, if you were team managers, I should be so lucky, which two riders, one from the past, one from the present, would you select for your team and why? Plus, which bikes would you run for each rider? My riders would be Mick Grant and Dean Harrison. Mick was a good all-rounder, short circuit and roads.
Yep.
Dean, again, a safe pair of hands who'll give 110% to everything and just keeps getting better. The bikes would be Mick on the Kawasaki KR750.
Yep. Iconic.
From mid-70s.
Yep.
Not that Triumph I photographed him on, but classic motorcycle then. And when we insisted he put a black leather riding suit on, and he said, I'm going to get arrested going on looking like this. And Dean on his current Honda Superbike stroke stocker hybrid, although I did think about the silicone Kawasaki as he rode the wheels off that.
Yeah, he did.
So are you meaning roads and circuits?
Well, I think Gordon's a bit of a roads man there, isn't he?
It sounds like it.
I think...
But that's not the direction I would necessarily go in.
No, but I think it makes a fair point. Mick Grant won... Even in the 70s, there's not many people would win a couple of Grand Prix on a 250 and then a TT in the same year. Mick did, so good all-rounder, good short circuit man. Same with Dean. Dean doesn't even know how good he is on short circuits yet. He's getting fast.
He was impressive at Brands Hatch.
And really good to work with, real hard-working, solid bloke is Dean. So good choices, Gordon. Depends what you're going to do with your team. Depends where your team's racing. I would go, if I'm going with people just... Do you know what? I'm going flipping a bit... I'm going a bit rogue here. I'm going for the rider that I thought had more natural talent than anybody else I've been on track with ever, right? He's sadly not with us anymore. Anthony Gober, and I'd see if I could make him understand how much talent he had and where he could go with it, because he didn't himself, and nobody else managed it. So that would be a big challenge. Plus the fact, if you didn't make him into the multiple world champ that he had talent to be, flipping heck, it'd be a short but exciting ride anyway. Right?
What would you put him on?
You'd put him on anything, to be quite honest. He made that Kawasaki that he first rode the National Championship, Australian Kawasaki, that he rode first in odd World Superbike rounds and won on it.
Yeah.
So probably that. Because he didn't know what he were doing and was still faster than anybody else. So, and modern rider, Max Cook. Number one, I like Max. I like them all, right? I have a load of respect for all them lads. But Max is another one. I think he needs a little bit of self-belief and a bit of confidence, and there's no telling where he's going to be. You know, I'd like to have somebody who isn't established yet, who may or may not make something.
And what would he ride?
The motor. Good thing, isn't it? Plus the fact, I'd probably be able to swing it so that one disappeared somehow and I could have it in my front room. I like the look of them. When I've been fired from being a team manager. Anyway.
Oh, God. No. Okay, I think from times past, I think Frankie Killy. Probably on a Ducati.
Yeah.
Although I did like the performances he used to put in amongst the 500cc Grand Prix superstars of the early 90s. So perhaps on that Honda.
Yeah.
And present day, Brad Ray, I think. I really like Brad Ray. Now such a lovely, cool lad. I wonder what bike I'd put him on. Would he stay on a Yamaha? Let's say keep him on the McCam's Yamaha. And
he won't like you for that.
He won't like me for that. All right, then what if I said, here's a Ducati, see if you can transpose yourself onto one of these. And go onto the Ducati and see how you face up against the guys who are making the Ducatis run so hard at the moment and beating you up in British Superbikes.
Good effort.
Okay?
Yep. Like it.
Gordon also says, absolutely love the podcast. Thanks very much, mate. We've got a knockoff Metzler tyre bed for our Cassie, the Jack Russell, which is she just humps the life out of it instead of sleeping in it.
Right.
Keep up the great work. Love being a member of the podcast for $2.99 a month. It's better than any magazine subscription. Plus, I don't have to read the big words. Gordon Hilton Parkin and Cassie, the Jack Russell. And don't forget, please do send in your questions via our email, theoutsidelinepodcast@gmail.com. I think you've got something that you'd like to give away to the person who has asked your favourite question. Can you remember which that might be?
At the weekend, just gone, Brands Hatch, the McCams Raceways team had Brad Ray in a 30-year-old design of a bike, giving a nod to the old Boost days that I raced with in 96, 30 years ago. And they had not only the bike done, he had leathers, helmet, all that. They had a series of very limited edition T-shirts, like just for the team, and that's it. I think they probably had less than 20.
However, you've acquired one.
I acquired one. I'm saying no more. At great personal expense. I've got one in medium, still in the bag, brilliant, and that is pretty much a one-off. You're not getting another one of them.
Okay.
Without printing them yourself. So, best question.
A drum roll should appear here. And if I could roll my R's, I'd give you one. 3, 2. In your own time, as you said to that man on the Isle of Man as he was rolling a cigarette.
Because it was so well thought out, I'm probably going with last question, you know.
I would go that.
Because Gordon had put quite a lot of effort into it. And it was really well thought out, that.
And Gordon, incidentally, off camera, he had some quite entertaining remarks about Mick, the reason why you wouldn't have Mick.
No, love Mick. Love racing for him. But Mick Grant
went his own way.
He made his own way, made his own decisions. I'm not sure whether being his team manager would spoil what is between me and Mick quite a good friendly relationship, right? So Gordon, there you go, son.
Brilliant. The Outside Line podcast@gmail.com.
Brilliant. So if Gordon emails us with his address, we'll whiz it off to him.
Yes, Gordon, will you make sure you do that, mate? Because that's a fairly priceless thing. It might not fit you. We don't know how big a bloke you are, but, you know, as Paul Fowler once famously said, if it's free, it fits.
Generally fits. Yeah, it's true. Thank you.
Up next is Paddock, PA.
Paddock, PA. Powered by MotoFest. In association with MCN.
So what are you doing this weekend then, Jack?
I'm going to be hosting the World Vets Motocross down at Farley Castle.
Yeah.
One of the two great former classic British motocross Grand Prix circuits. And Scott Redding.
You're just going to say Scott Redding
is entered. He did the first one 3 years ago, and he's entered for this weekend. So I'm really looking forward to seeing him there. There's some lovely big names there: Jeff Emig, Kurt Nickel, Mark Eastwood. All the boys are there. So it's going to be and very categorised. Over in
age.
Yeah, over 40s, over 50s, over 60s.
Oh my God!
It's the over 60s are surprisingly fast.
Yeah, no, they always are them sort of things. Yeah.
There's also young lads in there as well.
I'll be down at Anglesey for MotoFest, which is obviously World Trials round.
Yeah.
But around that is this big festival. I'll be down there doing some on-track sessions, just as a bit of a taste of people to get on the track on the road bikes. But there's everything there: street food. There is bands. There's camping.
There's lots of entertainment down at Farley Castle as well.
Same.
Yeah.
Same thing. So, and I don't know Farley Castle, but definitely MotoFest. The uptake's been brilliant. The response has been brilliant. It's going to be quite busy. But if you do want to make it 24th, 25th, 26th, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday, there's still a ticket available. So look online to get that. Anglesey MotoFest, you'll find it. Sound.
And there's a YouTube members reminder for just $2.99 a month. Which
right.
You're going to fill us in on.
Yeah. YouTube membership. reminder, for just $2.99 a month. And what you get for your $2.99 is early release of episodes, ad-free episodes, bonus content behind the scenes. Now, there's always been bonus content. However, we've had Tim, one of our more knowledgeable about TV things than us, I've got to say, nip off that. Can you remember we did Richard Commentary, the TV director for BSB? Real interesting bloke, explaining how the TV coverage is produced on a weekend of BSB and other outside broadcasts. So Tim went down and filmed him, and Richard gives, or Cov, as we know him, gives us a tour of how this is all done practically inside the truck and all the rest of it. It's really informative, but it's actually really funny as well, because with Tim and Cov, it's going to be. You also get a shout out on joining in Paddock PA in that segment in the podcast. Priority present Q&A questions, so you're more likely to get them. Although we try and do the best we can for everybody, you've got a priority if you become a YouTube member, and a monthly draw. Winner to watch us make the show live. To become a member or to find out about it, you can find the link in the latest podcast description, and you can become a member. So please do help support us.
The YouTube member shoutouts that we've most recently acquired: Wayne F at 23801 Drew, a question we had earlier on at Melv45, James Edworthy, Christopher Harrison, Sally G, and Derek Maguire. Thanks very much, guys and gals. If you're enjoying the podcast but don't want to become a paying YouTube member, we'd really appreciate you showing your support by hitting the subscribe button. It's completely free. You'll be notified every time a new episode goes live, and it makes a huge difference in helping us grow this channel.
Can I ask you something?
Yes.
Why, when you're talking about there's certain things now that I don't understand, modern terminology for things, right?
Yes.
You know, a Zoom call or a Teams meeting, or these online kind of several people, brilliant, useful tools, right?
Yeah.
But you can't just go on. You can't just be invited on. You've got to jump on. You've got to jump on a Zoom, right? Why is it always jump on a Zoom?
I don't know.
No, I know you wouldn't. And why do you have to smash or hit a subscribe button? Why can't you just press it? Press it. Don't break your
So,
kit.
folks, if you'd like to press the subscribe button,
press it gently.
then we, it doesn't have to be smash.
You can smash it,
Button. You can do,
but it's probably going to cost you a few quid, right?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. It costs a
says,
lot of harm.
Gentle press, please.
A gentle press for the subscribe button.
He's taking no flipping interest in this. He's losing interest.
So look, folks, our thanks to our lovely sponsors, LS2, Metzler. There's a sleeping Sprouticus in there at the moment. Bless him, in his fur-lined tyre.
He's got an Italian theme now. Sproutini.
Oh, Sproutini.
Sproutini, yeah.
I'll go along with that, as I got a wonderful description of Burniclesion at one time. Sounds very Burniclesion.
Is that a wart?
And also, of course, Road Skin. Thank you very much for the gear. And again, Sprouty contributes with the hairs. And that really disturbed Tom Booth-Amos, bless him. He's
still out there
brushing it off. So listen, we'll see you in a few weeks. Thanks very much indeed. Thanks, James, and take care of yourselves. Ta-ra.